4, 3, 2.
Wow. It's already Tuesday? I can't believe it. We're back. Welcome, everybody. Harley, is your mic muted? I see a little mute sign. Yeah, your mic's muted. Yeah. Totally. I can hear you.
I was like, actually, no, I'm just vibing.
I'm just full vibing.
And then I was like, oh, I'm vibing on mute.
Oh my goodness. It's Deep Dive Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome in. Now, I know we were a little late today, but I promise you it's worth it because we were setting up for a very special and knowledgeable guest. We have Lena here with us on Tuesday.
Hi, guys.
Yay, Lena!
Thanks for having me.
Now, Lena, I need to ask, how did you get into the true crime stuff? Like, what case really sucked you into this kind of life?
I don't know about what case. I think maybe initially when I first moved to LA, and then that documentary about the Night Stalker came out. And I was like immediately intrigued, but also terrified because a lot of the areas where he struck were kind of near us too. And like as I was driving, I recognized all the names of the different cities because of that documentary. So I think that's initially what hooked me into true crime.
Cool. Is that the Golden State Killer?
No, that's different.
The Night Stalker? Okay, because he was like, he was called the original Night Stalker, but then there's also the Night Stalker. What was his real name?
Those are the guys
Richard
that went up to
Ramirez?
cars.
Yeah, Richard Ramirez.
That went up to cars and stuff with couples? Or am I mixing that up?
He did, mostly in people's homes, but he did attack a few people in their cars.
This happened to me when I moved to Los Angeles from Canada. All of a sudden, the idea of getting murdered at night,
serial murdered,
any sort of crazy thought that I had, that I'd be like, nah. I'm now in a place where I've heard so many stories and stuff and things, movies, fiction, nonfiction. Los Angeles did get me.
That's such
shook.
Dark history, yeah. And now I find myself like, even when family comes to visit and I'm like giving them a tour, I'm always like, oh, this is where like, this murder happened, or we're passing through those hills. I forgot what it's called, but I'm like, oh, this is where I'm sorry, everything's like slipping at the top of my head right now, but the Hillside Stranglers. Yeah, I'm like, this is where they dumped all the bodies. And then at one point my sister's like, why is this the tour you're giving us? So yeah, it just has so much dark history.
You could open your own tour company of just showing like, and there was a murder, and there was a murder.
They're like, why are you like this?
They already know.
Help it.
I would say the first case that really sucked me in was Casey Anthony. It was like, it happened during the summer, the trial. And I just remember being locked in like every single day watching that unfold. It was, for some reason, I think it was just like imagining a woman doing that to her own child, just like completely baffled me, right?
Yeah.
And I think those are the ones that tend to stick with us, kind of like what we're going to talk about today. I just saw someone mention the Black Dahlia. I have it on my list to like look into that. So maybe
cool.
Lena, you can come back for that one.
I would love to. Have you guys been to the Death Museum, by the way?
No, in LA?
Oh yes, in LA. Or maybe you guys can go when you come visit.
Is it in Hollywood?
Yes.
The Death Museum.
I think I did go there.
Yeah.
There was a couple of little exhibit museum type things in Hollywood that I've hit up, but I always forget which one I go to or been to. And then there was one I went to, and I felt like there was an ulterior motive at the end. I forget what it was. It was I think that was the maybe Museum of Psychology or something.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe.
Okay.
But then I got in there and it was really like I guess it wasn't a good job because I don't remember if it was for or against, but it was really all medication focused, and there was a big message at the end of it. But I went in there super scared stone, so I don't remember anything.
Okay,
I don't remember whatever message they were trying to pass on to me. But I learned stuff about myself.
Oh, we love that.
Good.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Before we dive into the Ruby Franke updates, we're going to be talking all about what's been happening since she was arrested, what her family has been saying, what Jodi Hildebrand's family has been saying. I did want to point out that I got my first Teddy Fresh.
Hey,
peace and love it.
I love it. It is so cozy and beautiful. And speaking of that, we have the Melt Ice shirts that are up for pre-order right now. And that pre-order is only running through Monday. So if you want to get one of these thick shirts, make sure you do it soon. And remember, proceeds, 100% of the net proceeds will be donated to CHIRLA, which is helping immigrants fight back against all kinds of injustices, but specifically what's happening with ICE right now. So this is a wonderful
it comes with
cause.
that cue card that helps people like me. So, like in terms of remembering something.
That's right. So it comes with these little red cards that are being used to help keep immigrants safe right now. It gives them all the information they need. Don't open the door, don't answer questions, don't sign anything. So with your purchase, you'll be supporting a great cause, and you will get a red card that you can either keep yourself or pass on to a loved one who might need it. So shout out Teddy Fresh.
Awesome shirt, awesome design.
We're always doing cool stuff and supporting good causes. Yay. All right. Thank you.
I love that. I love that sweater. That's great.
Isn't it nice?
They sent me like a rainbow hat.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's so awesome. I love it. It has 2 pom-poms on it. Oh. So I'm probably gonna give it to my mom.
Ew.
Because I can't. No, it's not cute, but I don't want her to have it. You just can't be this big and wear pom-poms on the head. You know what I mean?
I think I already challenge that. Yeah, that's right.
I got to tell you guys, when you look like me and you have that hat on with the pom-poms, like you can't be within 150 yards of a school, an elementary school. You can't. Anything you do is weird. You know what I mean? Imagine I carry stuff in a backpack. Imagine I had a backpack on and pom-poms, and I'm like 6'7", and I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean?
It makes you look less threatening. It's nice.
You think so? Don't you think there's like an element of so far less threatening that it starts to be like, oh, this is a strange threat, you know? Like imagine if I had a tutu on and I carried a tea set and I was all like, oh, you know, it's like fun, but I look like I'm gonna murder people.
No,
I look like, okay, cool.
It's unusual, but whoever sent you that package intended that beanie specifically for you.
Oh, is that Lena that sent it?
No, I didn't actually. No. Whoever did.
I hear that person's really cool.
I was inspired when you said it. I was like, oh, you think it was you? You think I could pull it off? Okay.
I'm sure your mom will rock it too, though.
Yeah, she will. She'll eat that shit up 100%.
I love it. All right. Are you guys ready to talk about Ruby Franke?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. So, all right. What we're going to do today is we are going to give a little intro to the main players here, a quick timeline, since I think a lot of us kind of know what's happened, but there were some little details that I didn't even know that I found. And then we're going to dig into where everyone is now, where all the adults are now, at least, and what they're saying about the whole thing a few years later. So first up, we have the 3 main people that have been implicated in this. We have Ruby Franke herself, who is the mother of the 6 children, and who is
It's crazy. I know humans are malleable, but it's crazy. Sorry. Continue.
Crazy.
Justified. Yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah.
Absolute monster. So we have Ruby Franke, we have Kevin Franke, who I have questions about.
That's just a theory. That's just a theory. I know I might be doing that. Just a theory.
Listen, I did a lot of research on this guy, and I'm still like,
oh, I can't wait to hear. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. There's Kevin Franke, and then of course Jodi Hildebrandt, who is the therapist, quote unquote, at the center of this child abuse scandal. These are the three adults that kind of shirked their responsibilities to protect children and keep them safe, and let this happen or facilitated it.
You know what's crazy? Is like, I'm not even joking. I was doing this before you changed that picture. That was happening.
Oh my God,
this was happening.
You're Jodi coded.
You know how many times I'm steepling my fingertips while we're podcasting?
Well, because it makes you look smart.
Yeah, but no one sees it. I guess it's just for me. Oh, that you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're about to fire. You're choosing between two people to fire. Which one gets fired?
I've never had that capability. All right. So the timeline. So this is going to be very quick and dirty. 2015, Ruby starts a YouTube channel called 8 Passengers, which I already think is a creepy name. She starts it with her husband, Kevin, and there's 6 kids. They are a Mormon family in Salt Lake City. Utah is like a hotbed for this kind of material, these like family vlogs, because in some way it's almost like it's like the way for women to do mission work, because most women in the Mormon faith, the Latter-day Saints, they don't go on a mission, but they're still supposed to be like spreading the word about Mormonism and family, right? And so when YouTube happened, it seemed like a great way to not only spread the word, but also make a lot of money, which is also important to Mormons, is like stockpiling money and food, and just sort of being ready for anything. They are a very, I would say they're a very money-focused religion, like a lot of them are, but I mean, the Mormons really are. And so Ruby was like straight up juicing this channel. They were publishing 5 days a week, new videos 5 days a week at 6 a.m. It was an insane schedule, but when you have 6 kids, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff to put online. And that's why by 2020, they had over 2.5 million subs and over 1 billion views. She was one of the first to be doing this sort of family channel stuff. And so people hooked into that and really locked in. And she ended up inspiring all 3 of her sisters, also Mormons with big families, to do family channels too. So like everybody in Ruby's family is doing family channels. Her 3 sisters still are to this day.
I didn't know that.
Which is crazy. Me neither.
Yeah. So when she started her channel, was it immediately from the beginning like about strict parenting, or did it kind of evolve into that?
It evolved into that. I mean, it started out doing like just like everyday things and trying to, I think at first it was more of like, this is what the perfect family looks like, and this is what the perfect Mormon family looks like, and these are the adventures we go on. But eventually, I think she kind of just stopped hiding the strictness, or maybe also it got more extreme, right?
I got to Ruby Franke before it went really extreme.
Really?
The first video I saw was she made her oldest son sleep on the floor for 6 months.
That is the turning point.
She took his bed away. Yeah. And in that conversation, she brought up how her 6-year-old isn't getting lunch today because she didn't pack it herself.
Yep. That's a great segue, because in 2020, so 5 years later, that is the turning point for everything, Harley. Like that moment, the reason you saw it, I think, is because that is when this whole thing started to explode, and I think was the catalyst to Ruby kind of totally losing it. So they experienced essentially their first online cancellation because of this moment that I will share with you now. Here is Chad, the oldest child. I mean, you remember this, right?
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
7 months, his bedroom was taken away. This is like a teenage boy.
And she's like laughing about it.
Right, exactly.
Kind of surprised her because she didn't know what he was going to say, and then she says, I don't think our viewers knew that. So she's kind of caught here.
7 months, and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that. You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October.
But this is the crazy part. I know, sorry to interrupt it, but like this is the crazy part. It's for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So the motivation of doing all these things is for the channel. If you're gonna drop a banger like taking your kid's bed away for 7 months and it's not content. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the content just was not at all.
Oh, no.
But like,
definitely knew it was wrong.
That's just being evil to your family for love of the game. Not even
and for content. Yeah,
I'm not
she
saying,
publicly humiliated her kids for content.
Yeah, this is where she really started doing more of that.
But this one's just surprising me because it's like it's a secret. The secret 7 month thing. You're making money off of everything else.
I think she was just saying that. Because like compared to the other things that she's admitted before on camera, like withholding food, from her daughter who forgot to pack her own lunch, why would she be embarrassed to admit this about her son?
That's true. I really couldn't understand how this person's brain works. I can't relate in the slightest bit to this person.
Because she chose to she edited this and uploaded it.
Right. Yeah, she chose not to.
Oh, this wasn't a live stream.
No,
or was it? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
She put this up. So I think in the end, she was proud of doing it. But 7 months before when she did it, it was probably not something that she was going to put on the internet. But then he says it. And so it's out there. And then she can see it as like a Mormon parenting hack to some degree. At this point, like you guys mentioned, there's also the accusations of starving the children, which will come out later, right? When her 6-year-old daughter didn't have lunch at school and she refused to bring it to her because she thought the 6-year-old should have packed her own lunch. So these two things combined caused the internet to explode. People were going back and digging and looking for other ways that the mom had been abusive. This was like the beginning of the end of 8 Passengers. So in 2020, 2021, when it's COVID time and a lot of channels are blowing up, right? Because people are at home more, 8 Passengers starts declining. And I imagine Ruby is seeing other people popping off while they're getting dragged through the mud and losing subscribers. And by 2022, the channel was suspended from YouTube. And so I'm assuming that's because it was being mass reported to that day, 2 years later, for the child abuse. I think that's what caused that.
Also, didn't viewers come together and start a petition on change.org to initiate some kind of welfare check or CPS investigation? Yep. Which they did. They eventually got investigated, but police found no evidence of harm, which is sickening. How many warning signs were ignored. Mm-hmm.
Insane. Yeah. And their own daughter, the oldest daughter, Shari, called for a wellness check in 2023 because the kids were being left home alone all the time. But nothing.
She wasn't living with them at the time?
No, she was in college. The 2 older kids were out of the house. So in 2022, things get really, really weird because Ruby and Kevin, the father and mother, were getting these therapy sessions with a counselor, a marriage counselor named Jodi Hildebrandt, who, if you've watched the new documentary, you learn that she was vetted and approved by the LDS, by the church. So it seems that some factions of the church were recommending Jodi as a marriage counselor. And again, in Mormonism, the family is the most important thing. Mm-hmm. And marriage is forever. You do not get divorced. And so Jodi was helping very desperate people navigate their relationships. And Ruby and Kevin were 2 of those people. Of course, they're going through losing their income essentially, right? Their channels suspended. That had to be causing a lot of strife. That's a huge amount of money gone, right? 1 billion views and then nothing. So there's all of that strife going on. And Ruby and Kevin are in these not just individual counseling sessions, but they're also in these weird group virtual therapy sessions where there are other couples and Jodi is praising some people, shaming others, encouraging the couples to shame each other. There's manipulation. There's obviously spiritual abuse happening. It's like the beginning of her like wider cult behavior at that point. This is 2022 before
wider cult
exploded. Wider cult?
Oh, I thought you said wider cult.
Wider, like her expanded cult behavior. So yeah, in 2022, because of this therapy, Ruby and Kevin separate and Kevin moves out of the house. But this happens after Jodi has moved into the house and taken over the whole top floor. Kevin is not allowed to go up there. Ruby and Jodi start sleeping in the same bed.
I didn't know
Jodi,
this.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know if the documentary I saw is Devil Influencer. Is that the one you're talking about? I know they made a few different ones.
There was a new one just recently about Jodi specifically.
On Netflix, right? The Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I saw. They were talking about in it how
influencer, yeah.
Oh, evil. I said devil. They just reference the devil so much, Ruby and Jodi. So, but in that documentary, also they mentioned how she had her counseling license suspended at one point because she had a patient who also there for marriage counseling, and she believed he had a porn addiction. So she told his university and the church that he was a sexual predator. And they eventually, both institutions turned him away because of that.
Insane. Kevin Franke also loses his job. So as a result of things that Jodi did. So she's just like, she hates men. And I don't say that lightly, right? There seems to be some evidence that she had abuse in her background. It's not very clear. You don't find out a ton about Jodi, even in this second documentary that's really focused on her. You know that she was married for a couple years. She has 2 kids that don't talk to her anymore, right? But you don't really know a ton about how she was made to be this person. But we do know that she is like taking a lot of aggression and anger out on these husbands through their wives, right? Like forcing the husbands out of the house, pushing the wives to go for divorce, and just trying to like puppet master these marriages to their demise. And so they're living together in 2022. Apparently, according to Shari, the oldest child, Jodi moved into her room before she was even fully out the door for college. Like just moved in and was like sleeping in her bed.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy. And I will say the sleeping in the same bed thing, there is no evidence that the two of them were like together intimately, but there was clearly some weird shit happening between them. There was some bizarre relationship going on beyond like the therapy for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of speculation in the chat that they were lovers.
Yeah, there is a lot of speculation, obviously, because
I got that from the latest doc when I was watching it. They sent that stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that they got that intertwined." You know?
Yeah. Well, and Kevin said like, "Oh, they would disappear into the room for like 4 or 5 hours, and they would come out and be on cloud 9." But there was also this whole thing like Jodi moved in because she said that. Like she kind of had some sort of like a weird psychotic break and said that Satan was trying to get her and that she needed to be protected. So
what is this, by the way, here? Is there something here?
David?
Is that David?
Hello, David? What is this black box?
Is
Do you see the black box in front of Harley's face?
Oh. I don't know what that
censored.
Is that your spot for when
mystery guy?
Yeah, what is that? It's not popping up over here. Like on the feed.
Oh.
This is weird.
If it's not on the feed, that's fine. I don't care.
Wild.
Oh,
That's
what it
weird.
was. My bad.
Yay!
Fixed it.
All right, we
Sorry.
figured it out. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, Harley.
You said that that's all right. That's right. You said they came out of the room and they'd be like on cloud 9.
yeah.
Maybe they just happy to spend time away from you, Kevin.
Yeah, come on, Kev. But I mean, also like all that spiritual culty stuff will give you like a high, right? Like if you see people in cults in the early days, they're always like really excited about everything. And so if they thought that they were fighting back against Satan, I mean, that's as good as an orgasm, I think, right? Like I feel like
I guess so.
I feel good about that.
Guess I never did anything as important as fight against Satan.
Me neither. Hey, there's still time, Harley. There's
Later.
still time. We'll do it. We'll fight
later.
And Kevin agreed to all of this. Like, why did was he okay with leaving his house, leaving his kids, and just trusting Jodi?
That is such a great question, Lena. We have him on camera talking about that in a bit. But yeah, I agree with you. I still do not understand how this happens because he went a full year without seeing his kids. His 4 underage kids.
And he was straight up like, yeah, they know best.
Yeah, he
What do
was
I
told.
know?
He was told to move out. He was basically told to move out, and the process would be working him back into the home, and coming to a place where he could move back in and see his family. But if he broke any of the rules, then it would continue. And so, I guess Jodi was kind of breadcrumbing him the whole time. But still,
He
you don't
abandoned
go
them.
a year exactly. So like, why hasn't he been charged with neglect or anything? Like, they weren't formally divorced. Ruby did not have full custody or anything. There's no good reason why he could just disappear on his kids. And I think that is where, to me at least, an explanation, but not an excuse, would be like the hardcore Mormon religion, where these people have already been raised in something that has taught them to sort of give up their autonomy and their common sense to someone who knows better. And Jodi positioned herself as like the voice of God to some point, right? So I think that they were already so used to going against their better instincts because of their religion. And not to say that all Mormons are this extreme.
I don't even think it's a religion thing. If we even think
Yeah.
about all the shirtless boys in that video that was on the normal show yesterday.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
is like, look how the idea that, a community can
Yes.
get caught up in that type of thinking is really not outlandish at all.
Yeah.
All I thought when I was watching the documentary, a lot of the dads were so blasé, nonchalant about how things were happening. They never questioned anything. They're never like, is this weird to anyone?
No.
Right.
He's like, I miss one of the dads was like, I miss my daughter's first birthday. If I had a child, you could not fucking do anything to keep me from my kid's birthday. You can't keep me from my niece or nephew's birthday. Like, what, sir? Like, how does that happen? How does that happen to people? But they did refer to Mormonism as a high demand group or a high control religion, which is like kind of close to a cult, is how they were referred to it in the documentary. So I mean, they're just used to sacrificing for the greater good, and I think that's what these people thought they were doing, because they were told that they were like evil, that they were Satan on earth, essentially, that these fathers were dangerous to their children and they needed to stay away. Like, that's how Jodi was positioning it. So I still think they're fucking stupid, but that's what they were believing in. So it's still 2022 with limited ways to make money, right? Because Ruby has lost her channel. She and also all the money they're bleeding to pay Jodi, thousands and thousands of dollars to pay Jodi. Ruby joins up with Jodi's counseling company, Connections, as a spokesperson. So now it's Ruby and Jodi everywhere doing these therapy sessions together. And the two of them launch a YouTube channel. And so at this point, it's pretty obvious that Jodi has preyed upon Ruby because of her fame in order to spread this gospel of Jodi's extreme practices. And so they also start this account called Moms of Truth to talk more about it. And the whole thing is just very culty. They have their own vocabulary. Jodi's always talking about distortion. That's like her big word. There's tons of expensive materials and courses to buy. People are being isolated, as we said, from their family and friends. There's tons of humiliation and just like control over your finances and every aspect of your life.
How is she like, how crazy is her game that she's like, okay, first of all, get your husband out of the house. We're sharing a bed and you owe me thousands of dollars.
I know. She's got
delete your channel. We're starting a new one starring me. It's crazy. It is really crazy that she's
got motion and I don't understand it.
Yeah. I guess the whole town was just primed. You set up the community in a way that you're just ready, susceptible. You know what I mean?
Very vulnerable.
Wherever you're from, whatever situation you've been through, shout out Rhode Island.
Shout out.
No one's pulling that move, right?
No.
At least you believe Jodi's not going to come in your house and make changes. You think so, right?
Right.
But I guess I don't know.
Well, it's the shame. Like, I think in a lot of religions use shame as a motivator and a tool, right? And so these people.
Well, she basically used religion. Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yeah. She was using the religion and sort of weaving it into all of this abusive stuff to like get in the middle of relationships. And also, women in the Mormon faith are often powerless. They don't have a lot of control. They're supposed to be like the support to their husband who's leading everything. And then this woman comes in and says, no, you're in control. You tell this guy to move out. And I can imagine that would be intoxicating.
Yeah.
To suddenly be put in the driver's seat, right? After a lifetime of being told to like stand a step behind. So it was like really fucked up version of like a feminist awakening for these women.
Well, Jodi's there and she's like, look at your husband. Look at him. Pathetic.
Bitch.
Pathetic.
Loser.
And you look, it's almost believable. You're like, wait, you're right. It's like, yeah, God told me.
God told me your husband's a loser.
God told me he's pathetic. Look at him.
Look at him.
Me and God are laughing. Get him out. Sorry.
Oh, but I think
like, it is. It's yeah.
There's just so much. Yeah, there's so much like resentment and shame building in these people, and they're so desperate to keep up appearances, they'll do anything.
But also there's like other avenues for them to, I guess, express their feminism. Like, look at Mom Talk. So while those women were doing Mom Talk, meanwhile, Franke and Ruby were up to this, abusing children.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's and
I'm
that's
a big
the thing,
Mom Talk fan.
You're not, or you are?
I am.
Yeah.
Jenny and I watch it a lot. It's one of our guilty pleasure shows.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the newer stuff, but David's right. It's crazy.
It gets crazier.
What makes it Mom Talk?
So it was this group of Mormon moms.
Okay.
Started making TikToks.
Stuff, right?
Yeah, they were starting to make TikToks together, and then it came out that they were like swingers, and that like ruined their reputation. And then after that is when this Hulu show started, and
now they're all super famous.
Yeah, super famous.
Tons of opportunities.
Yeah, one of the main ones is going to be like The Bachelorette coming up. So they've already. I think they've already done 3 seasons. There's another one coming out in like a month.
So the Mom Talk women are on what, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Yes, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is what the show is called. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I have heard it's really good. I haven't seen that though.
Yeah, I mean, if you just
sold right now.
You can see, like, even in Salt Lake, in like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I'm sure in The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, there's all this like shame and secrecy and the need to keep up appearances. And even if they're railing against it, you can see how it controls everything, right? Like, it's very much like a religion, a culture of assimilation, like assimilate or die, essentially. Assimilate or you're kicked out of the church and you're shunned and you can't see your children. It's on the border of cults at this point, I think.
I would say the one thing that's nice about the Mormon wives is they're very against the norm, against patriarchy, against like all of the traditional things that Mormon women have to do. There's like the garments that they have to wear and stuff. I forget what they're called. And it's funny the progress of like, I think the first episode of the first season, one of the girls is like debating with her family if she should do a sponsored post from like a sex toy company, and that was like a big issue. And then you jump to like the next season, it's like, oh, I cheated on this reality show, and it just goes off the rails. It's crazy. Like,
interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Well, I wish that's what Ruby had decided to do, but she was way down the pipeline, and also at this point, toward the end of 2022. Ruby and Jodi are spending a lot of time together away from the children. The 4 youngest kids are left alone so much that the neighbors are concerned and they have alerted the older sister, Shari. And so this is the point where Shari... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But timeline-wise, Ruby didn't give her 6-year-old daughter lunch and took her kids' bed away before Jodi was even known. Okay. So we could just establish she was already a monster.
Yes. She was already doing weird
two would meet.
Yes.
Crazy
I know.
that they would meet.
Right. Exactly. Like them together should have never happened because they were both primed for it. Clearly, Ruby has a ton of anger and weird shit going on inside of her as well. And it's just a bad mix. But yeah, so I guess something happened with the police report that Shari put in, but she continues, to fight for her siblings throughout all this. Then 2023, everything comes crashing down. At some point, I think it was in like the spring or early summer of 2023, Ruby moves herself and the 4 youngest children into Jodi's home in a different town. That's the place that everybody's seen on the documentaries, like the
that's Jodi's home,
desert place.
And she got that home from scamming people up, and just bullshitting and taking wives from their husbands. And it's crazy.
So
beautiful,
so much money.
Yeah, the house is insane, right? It has that courtyard when you go inside. Like I let you go inside the house, and you're outside still. It's just
the courtyard
in Canada, maybe.
Oh, we don't have that shit here either.
Yeah,
it's like 10,000 square feet. It's like an insane house.
And I did, sorry to get distracted, but I did start hating right away because I got it like kind of bad. And I was like, what? I was like, you go in the house and you're outside. I was like, that's amazing. And then I got to start hating a little bit. And I saw like the drone shot. I'm like, it's probably nowhere to get good Uber Eats.
It's probably true.
Probably like 30 minutes to a grocery store.
Yeah, that did not look ideal to me. It looked very, looked like a place you could abuse kids and no one would know for a long time.
Honestly, it was an interesting looking murder house, to say the least.
For sure. Yeah, and that also gives like culty vibes, right? Like if you know anything about cults, I'm sure you do, Lena. They often move things off the grid, right? They like move out of town so people aren't observing what's happening to them.
Yeah.
And so like in the wake of this wellness check on the kids, Ruby moves all of them out into the desert.
And same thing that's happened in other child abuse cases, like the Hart family, which is like one of the most tragic. The one where the moms drove off a cliff with all the kids, their adopted kids in the car. But same thing. There was a bunch of welfare checks initiated, and the more and more attention it got, they would move from state to state, and then eventually pulled their kids out of school. So yeah, it's definitely a common trend.
Oh God, that was horrible. That was so horrible. That was a huge L for lesbian moms right there. I was disgusted in general, but then I was like, why did something extra horrific have to be lesbians doing it? Like, just not a good example of queer parenting. And thank goodness it's not something that happens a lot.
I can relate. I'll see a video of someone freaking out at the airport, and then like the camera's like turning to their face a little bit, and I think I'm clocking them as Jewish, and I'm like, oh, we don't need this right now. We don't need this.
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly. You're like, please, not me.
It happens.
Not
It
us.
happens.
Oh God.
There was
so go
another
ahead,
case that started circulating again. Like there was these this couple in West Virginia who they adopted, I think like 5 black children and made them all like personal slaves and like kept them in the basement, and the videos like came out, and they were charged with like a combined like 350 years in prison.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very sad. It happened a couple years ago, but for some reason now it's kind of recirculating again. But yeah, just wild. People are crazy.
Yeah.
People and
So
also
wild.
the system fails kids so
Yeah,
many
for
times.
sure. I mean, it's insane that you can have that many welfare checks. Like, obviously it's being called that many times for a reason. You should at least do some sort of investigation, separate. I don't know, but like, how do you just blatantly just ignore that much?
Well, yeah, because state to state, I think they don't really talk to each other. Like the authorities, state to state, don't. I think that's how they kind of ducked it for as long as they did.
Great system.
And I'm hoping that is they're working on plugging up those leaks, because that was really, really terrible.
It's the same shit that happens with cops. If they do something bad enough to get released from a station, they'll just move to a different city or state, and the stuff doesn't transfer over. They're like, oh yeah, you're just a new cop, you can join here now. It's crazy.
Same with priests. I mean, it's just, all these bad people, they sort of take advantage of the holes in the system that are there to protect people. So it's really gross. All right, so the kids move out to the desert with Ruby, and then obviously the abuse is getting more extreme. We hear about it in the journals that Ruby kept. She's so dumb for doing that, but I'm so glad she did. Talking about, starving the kids, making them work outside for long hours. They're getting sunburned by the sun, and, detaining them, tying them up in all different ways. We're hearing all of this in the journals. We find this out afterwards, but
in detailed journals.
Awful. And talking about, like, the kids are Satan, and we have to get Satan out of the children, and just like justifying everything they are doing to these kids.
It's so crazy because she describes like typical child behavior as something as demonic.
Yep.
She has such a twisted view of childhood.
And then,
parenting.
And torturing the kids until they admit that they're demons, right? And the kids are just admitting to things that they've never done, just to make the torture stop. Like, truly, truly horrible.
She didn't know. She when you were like, because we're thinking at it kind of normally, quote unquote. It is so stupid to document your crimes. She had no idea that would one day be a thing that could be used against her in court. She was never even thinking of that. Her brain must have been, and I don't want to get too far ahead because she talks about it a bit now, right?
Yeah.
But like your brain at that time, especially if you're already a fucked up person like she was, like you're just, it all compounds on itself. And I'm always amazed, fascinated by how far things can go.
She really thought it was like her divine duty to parent them that way and to discipline them that way.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing. Like, I think Jodi knew what she was doing was abusive and fucked up. I think Ruby was fully brainwashed. I think that she was already had like violent tendencies and maybe didn't love being a mom in general and had a lot of anger. But based on those journals, she really thought that she was doing the right thing. And that reminds me of the Lori Vallow story. Lori Vallow Daybell or Daybell Vallow, the one who, the kids went missing, and then the parents fled to Hawaii and like got married, and they still couldn't find the kids, and the kids end up, that they had been dead for months and buried in the backyard. And
is she the one that said that? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, finish.
Is she the one that said that she did that to her kids, where she killed them and buried them in the yard because of some apocalypse she thought was coming?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know
thought
if that's the same lady.
She thought that they were. I think the term they used was vampires or demons or something like that. And like there was this new stepfather to the kids, this new husband who had convinced her that the kids were demons essentially, and that they had been embodied by the demons, and that the real kids were dead, so it didn't matter what you did to them. And so this was like the new husband's way of like getting the kids out of the picture.
Okay. I did want to say one thing that I can at least imagine or think about. You said, Ruby was already, she had tendencies. Who knows what? There's something interesting, and I always thought about family vlogging personally. Oh, if I had a child, I would like to film. I film moments all the time. I did a vlog because I was already filming myself at the time. If I had a child, I would want to film it. Once I'm filming it and I have an audience or people want to know, yeah, I don't mind sharing it with people to an extent. Once I'm sharing it to an extent, yeah, if they're going to monetize off of it, yeah, sure. Okay, I would monetize off of it. But then I always have this internal debate, and I've had this discussion with friends in Los Angeles and friends here, normie friends or people in the industry, whatever. And it's an ongoing debate that I have with myself about how to approach this. How would I feel? Because there's one thing I could say. My old show used to be spending time with my friends on a Tuesday. We would get drunk in our 20s and we would eat and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I can 1000% say that whatever it is you do for a living, for money, for sustenance, you do begin to resent a little bit, no matter what.
No matter how fun it is.
There's no job in the world that a human has to wake up for to do that they will never feel even the slightest bit of resentment. And it could be ill-founded. I had a time where I looked back and I was like, I hate this character. I'm tired of this. And a couple months passed and I looked back and I was like, you know what? I got to snap out of it. It's a great job, a great opportunity. I'm super lucky. And I got back into it. But I am fully aware that you will resent what you do for a living. And if that is your kids, then I could just, I could, and you're already kind of a fucked up person, let's be honest, to even think the way she does. And the ecosystem she's in is also a very fascinating one, without getting offensive in any way. It's all prime example, a recipe prime to just have something like this occur. And I do feel the resentment towards her kids. She got to wake up early and film shit before they go to school. They're making, we got to do another take.
And they don't want to do it. Yeah.
How many times I tell you to smile in the picture, Remember that one video where the girl was, the kid was crying and she was like, no, cry more. And she left that thumbnail part.
Yes.
In the end.
That was bad.
So yeah, it said, you remember that? It said everything about how these people will operate once it's the job. Do you know what I mean? And anyways.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you hate me. You hate this job.
Not yet, but I will begin to resent you.
Of course.
No, be honest. It'll be Ethan. We'll do it together. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah. All right. So first of all, it was the Lori Vallow case. They were calling the kids zombies, not vampires. Thank you for correcting me, chat. And also people are saying that I'm defending Ruby. Obviously, I'm not. It's an explanation, not an excuse. Based on the way that she wrote in the journals, what she said in the first days after she was arrested, and then the way she changed over when she was isolated from Jodi, it did seem like she thought the abuse was necessary. That doesn't mean it was right for her to do it. And it doesn't mean she should not be in jail for a long time because of it. But it to me seemed like a lesser victim, like a victim of brainwashing and also a villain, also a perpetrator of abuse. Like, I think you can be two things at the same time.
Yes, I agree.
That's where I'm coming from with it. Okay. So all of this is happening in the desert, and then August 30th happens. This is the video the Ring camera footage that I believe we've all seen of the 12-year-old son who shows up to a neighbor's house, skin and bones, right? Skin and bones, was so emaciated and injured that it made the neighbor, this like older man, start crying.
Yeah, because you don't really see the kid, and then that guy starts crying, and it just really puts into perspective.
Yeah,
you know,
and an older man, he's probably seen a lot in his life, but I mean, it brought him to tears. He couldn't even really talk, and you could tell he didn't want to say too much in front of the kid, right? To like upset the kid or scare him or anything. And this poor sweet kid just wanted to be like taken to the police station. And he like didn't want to ask too much of this old guy. I mean, it was just so.
And he said he was in trouble himself, didn't he? He was
he thought he was like. Yeah, he thought he was deserving of the punishment.
Yes. Yeah. So the neighbors give him something to eat. They call 911, and then the race is on to figure out how many more kids are in the house, get them out, and arrest the people who did this. I'm so glad they moved so quickly. I wasn't sure that they would. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, we can't, infringe on people's rights. Fuck that. Like, they did a warrant so quickly, which is amazing. And they were able to find his sister. Oh, shit. What was that? That's okay.
Sorry, guys. I had set an alarm.
You're late for the show. You're late for the show.
No worries. It like gave me like a flashback to waking up in the morning. It's my alarm sound. So they
Everyone
found one sibling in the house, the 10-year-old sister. She was sitting in a closet with her head shaved and wouldn't come out for hours, even after the cops were like sitting in there with her. And like she didn't trust that they were not some kind of a test for her. And apparently this is a thing that Jodi did with other clients a lot, where she had this whole system of people who would report back on how you behaved. So it felt like her eyes were everywhere. And so this poor little girl certainly thought this was a test. And if she left the closet, if she talked to this police officer, that there would be even worse punishment than she'd already gotten. And so that was a really sad and terrible moment in those videos as well. The body cam footage of that was really horrible. As a result of this, the two older kids, like the two middle kids, were at a friend's house. So they were not, for some reason, they were not in the house at this time. They were found safe. So both women, Ruby and Jodi, were arrested and held without bail, as they should have been. Hildebrandt at this point surrendered her license as a counselor. So that's good.
And it's crazy how locked in Ruby was when she got.
Oh my God.
She went full. It's I'm going to completely make things up here, but it's almost as if everything was catching up to her now. Mm-hmm. Like this is zero control. This is the first time in forever that her and Jodi have zero control. And now it's kind of like, whoa, everything looks bad.
Yeah, I mean, she was like
really bad.
She was like borderline catatonic. I mean, she was just like
scary, actually scary,
staring at them, and it seemed like she was on something. Like I couldn't really tell what she was trying to like intimidate them. I couldn't figure out what the silence when she was confronting the police officers was about. But yeah, it was very.
I've seen enough body cam footage actually to tell you that's the smartest thing you can do.
Is just do nothing.
It's the absolute best thing you can do.
Jodi probably told her to say nothing.
Yeah, Jodi didn't shut up.
Oh, Jodi was like,
she's like, you can't go in there. She's like, I'm on the phone. They're coming in right now. Hold on a sec. I'm on the phone. And it was, she looked like she was going through it. She knew she knew more than Ruby. She tried to do some covering up at the last second.
Yep. She tried to move. Yeah. She tried to move some of the restraints that the boy had broken out of. She moved them into the panic room, the safe that she said she didn't know how to work. And they found
code was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I'm so glad the cop tried that.
That was amazing.
He must have been like, no way.
She's like, I haven't been able to get it open in years. He was just like, boop, boop, boop.
That is so embarrassing.
So dumb, girl. Like, but that just shows the arrogance, right? Like, she was sure that she was going to be able to run this forever. Like, she wasn't covering her tracks at all. Like, there were ropes all over the house. There was duct tape all over the house.
That disgusting mixture that they put on the fucking kids.
And honey.
Crazy.
The fact that they were like, oh, we're treating the wounds, like that had to burn so bad. That was obviously another torture device. Like, I'm sure there was lemon juice in there too.
Ugh.
Really, really terrible. So yeah, they go through the house. We get all this information about the way that these kids have been tortured. This is where they find the journals and everything. And yeah, so they are in jail and they can't get out. And then YouTube rightfully suspends Ruby Franke from the platform and suspends the Connections channel.
And that same week,
and the Moms for
James
Truth.
Charles a custom license plate and other
trash.
Gifts. Crazy.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they decide who gets to thrive on their platform.
Judging by her interview at the police station, it kind of seems like she wanted to pin everything on Ruby, that Jodi did. But yeah, she was kind of like to the police, oh, I'm on your guys' side. I can't say too much right now because my attorney told me I shouldn't, but I'm on your guys' side and you'll find out more.
Yes, exactly. And even but also saying, like, when she got into the cop car at first, she was saying those kids shouldn't be around other children, right? She was saying that she was trying to blame the children and call them like predators or whatever. But then, yeah, like when she got to the station, she was like, listen, I want to help, but you know, and I know whose fault this is, but I just can't tell you yet.
She's waiting for like a deal, trying to leverage it for a deal of some sort.
She is a master manipulator. I have no explanations for her. I have no explanations for what she was doing besides just like being a sociopath. So the four youngest kids are put into state care, foster care. In the meantime, Kevin, the husband, moves back into his house and starts to fight for custody of the youngest kids. And
it was interesting that he pulled up to the police station. He was like, I'm here to get my kids. And this is new to me. He said at this point he hadn't seen them for a year.
A year.
And he's like, I'm here to get my kids.
A year. And they're like, bitch, your kids are not here. And then they tell him what happened. And he's like, what? What? Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. Can you imagine? Like,
I can. Very my dad energy. I tell you, my dad, Jodi Hildebrand, could come into my house.
Stop.
Fuck my dad up. He would fuck him up. My dad's the only person in the family that watches the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad, Jodi Hildebrand would
Sorry,
come and
Dad.
run your shit, dude. She'd be in bed with Mom in a fucking second. Your ass would be sleeping on my couch.
2-2s, fam. 2-2s, fam. Oh my God.
You just 2-2 spammed my dad?
Yeah. 2-2 spam. Jodi Hildebrand is gonna fuck your life up. Okay, so he eventually gets the kids back, and then in November of 2023 he files for divorce from Ruby. And then Ruby pleads guilty in December to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. And Jodi also pleads guilty to 4 counts of felony child abuse, most likely to avoid Ruby testifying against her in court, because that was something that was pretty clear as soon as Franke pled guilty, that she was going to turn on Jodi. And so Jodi decided to take a plea deal as well, which honestly, why the fuck are we giving plea deals to these people?
I don't get it.
I don't understand.
The justice system is, I can never find my footing with it, especially state to state. It always changes the punishments or lack thereof. It is
like, what are we
so
doing?
bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Like, let Ruby testify against her. Lena, do you have any insights on these plea deals that happen?
I don't. I was going to ask the same. I don't know much about the plea deals, but just like their sentences alone, because they got sentenced 4 to 30 years, but they might not even serve that entire 30 years. It's up to a parole board how long they're going to serve. So they could even get out in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's still unclear how long they're going to be in. They got 1 to 15 years per.
1 to 15 years is crazy.
Yeah.
Insane. And by Utah law, though, it can't be more than 30 years combined. So, yeah, like you said, Lena, are they going to serve 4 years? Are they going to serve 30? Like, if this case is not worthy of an extreme sentence, then what is? Like,
especially with so much evidence.
So much evidence. So clear that it was all so premeditated, that it was happening for months and months and months. And then even before that, a lot of like the initial stuff was documented on video, right? Like in the home.
On the trampoline, the evidence on it of all the sweat beneath the trampoline, where she would just make the kid jump on the trampoline, right? For hours outside or something.
And then also like walking outside and the scorching heat and like barefoot on really hot cement. There's video footage of that. So disturbing.
And the cactus poking the kids with cactuses. Like, how is
you're just a sick person? You're just a sick person.
It's crazy. And like, when do we find out how long they're going to be in? Are they just like, meh, we'll just feel it out and see? Like, it's been 2 years and we still don't know how long they're actually going to be in for. It's still like, who knows how long?
Well, I think she's great. Great behavior. She eats all her food, puts her plates away when she's done. Hasn't started a single fight. I think she's good to go.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what the fact that it's 1 to 15 is such a huge margin, which means because usually if it's a long charge, they'll say like, oh, you can try and apply for parole after X amount of years, but if it's 1 to 15, they could apply within fucking 6 months, and they could say, oh yeah, you have good behavior, you can go out on parole.
Right. So like,
ridiculous.
what are we doing? I just don't understand it. So
if they got out early, I'd hit up my sister and I'd be like, yo, should we kill Mom and Jodi?
Hey, should we kill?
Is this crazy? It is crazy.
I mean, they at least deserve an ass whooping. Like,
yes, and with me right now.
Yes,
should we kill Mom and Jodi?
Yes, and Dad.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not in.
And the judge. Okay, let's
and the judge and the whole Mormon church. Like, I think it'll just never stop. The carnage will never stop. All of Utah, just lay waste. Just fucking lay waste to it.
I had a great time the one time I went to Utah, by the way.
Did you
Utah's
know?
beautiful.
Yeah.
I spent a month there. It's beautiful.
You know what we did? We ate at this Pioneer thing. It was a dinner, lunch, sit down thing. This is the crazy part. They dressed half of us up like cowboys.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
And the other half, I'm just going to say they gave us like feather headdresses and stuff. And we reenacted some weird bit and then sat down at long wooden tables together and ate kind of like an old school meal. Half of us with hey, I wouldn't do it now. Get that off me.
It's his parents who were canceled.
No, they weren't there. It was, you know, have you heard of West Coast Connection?
No.
It's like a teen travel thing.
Oh, I see.
I was a counselor on that.
Oh,
that
okay.
was one of the stops. That was one of the stops.
Gotcha. Oh my God.
Was it in Salt Lake?
Yep.
Oh, did you try Spriggs, that soda shop?
No, I didn't, but I heard that like soda is a huge deal there, right?
Because they don't drink, so they have fun with their sodas.
They don't drink alcohol and they don't drink coffee because of the caffeine, even though they drink soda that has caffeine. But yeah, so there's like
interesting.
there's a store out there. It's called Swig, I believe.
Oh, I can never get it right. Okay, yeah, Swig.
I think every time
I something different.
When I think about
I looked up
slush
Sprig and I looked up Sprig and it's all weed infused soda. I was like,
oh shit,
David, you really know your Salt Lake lore.
Yeah, well, I didn't even try it back then. I don't even know if it existed. I tried it in Indiana actually. It's fine. I mean, it's like I can understand if all you can drink morally is soda, then yeah, it's cool to add
and be a banger.
Very overrated.
Cream and raspberry syrup and stuff, but it's just like at a certain point I'm like I could just do this. It's like a little bit better than a Coke Freestyle machine.
Shout out Coke Freestyle machine.
David has very David likes very fine, high quality.
We're not litigating. We're not relitigating Whataburger.
I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying David has. If David likes it, then you
he's a foodie boy.
It's very high quality.
He's a foodie boy.
It's very high quality. So if David is like, yeah, it's all right, then for someone like me, I bet it slaps.
Yeah,
David just has high standard. Yeah, exactly. High standard.
Yeah. That's probably what it is.
Someone said, "Harley,
just remember, I run shit over here."
That's true. He can put a black box over your face at any time.
Yeah. What? I think it's a good thing that he's got a high quality taste, high quality things. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Harley, no, you went to racist Mormon medieval times." Oh my god! Fucking hell. Look, we can still have laughs when we're talking about horrible shit.
Did you see that? Did you see that the Mormon TikTok stuff when they're like, "Oh, would you rather would you rather kiss a girl on the lips or murder a dog?" And they're all like, "Murder a dog."
What?
And they're like, "Kissing before marriage is a sin." And they're like, they're in high school. They're literally in high school, and they're going around and they're like, "Would you rather have a cup of coffee or kill a dog?" And they're like, "Kill a dog. I'm not going to sin."
Oh my god!
Oh my god! And killing a dog is not a sin.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah,
that is bananas.
Or it was like, who's the main Mormon person other than God?
Joseph Smith.
Yeah,
Joseph Smith.
Yeah, I'd be like, would you rather end world hunger or spend 10 minutes with Joseph Smith? They're like, oh, spend 10 minutes with Joseph Smith, of course. Like, it's just,
that is fucking crazy.
Then you could have the conversation about how to learn
about world hunger. Sure, Jan. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's also ones where I think guys go. Someone goes to BYU and they're like, "What's the craziest thing you've seen happen here at BYU?" And someone was like, "Oh, there was a group soaking, and it was just like the craziest shit." But like to them, it's crazy, but to us, it's like, "Oh, so you wanted to have sex, but you didn't really have sex." Whatever. It's funny. We should find some. I'll curate some.
I don't get that.
Yeah. Let's do a Mormon.
Okay, no. Okay.
What?
Wait, what?
What is soaking?
Soaking is when, soaking is when, I'll explain it.
Yay! Can't explain soaking.
Soaking, okay, so Mormon.
Tuesday episode.
It's a loophole for sex. Someone decided that it's only sex if you're like actually going in and out of the woman. So soaking is when you put your penis inside a vagina and don't move, but your friends shake the bed.
Oh, there's other people in the room?
There's a group of people like shaking the bed, which like simulates the moving, but the person that's in the other person is not actually doing the moving. It's the other people. It's crazy.
The soaky are not moving.
Yeah.
And there are people jumping on the bed so that it does do it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a loophole. And I don't know how often it really happens. I think probably not that often, but it is something that has made its way out of BYU, which I think is probably where this whole thing
like
originated.
Some cutting a hole in the sheet ass shit over there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a loophole.
That's a loophole too, right? so yeah, that's what soaking is, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you
for explaining. That is crazy.
Yeah,
there's like
bizarre,
so many loopholes.
Right?
There's so many loopholes. Also, like how they do like Botox is very common there, and they do the anesthetics right before the Botox because they don't really get intoxicated with any other drugs. So that's kind of like one of their loopholes because that one is okay.
They'll get fucked up for Botox.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yeah,
they'll get a little high.
That's the Mormons. But then, and this happens in other religions. Like, we can't have vaginal sex, so just put it in my butt. Like that's... Everyone's always trying to find a loophole to fuck. And like, just have sex. Just have safe sex, guys. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, back to Ruby Franke. This is her statement that she made before she was sentenced.
By the way, we're older than Joseph Smith ever was.
Dum dum dum
Isn't
dum
that
dum.
crazy?
We did it.
He died at 39.
We did it. A loophole for your poop hole. Someone said that's exactly right. The poop hole loophole is what it's called. All right, here comes Ruby Franke.
I would like to make a statement without any intent to change my stipulated sentence. For the past 4 years, I've chosen to follow counsel and guidance that has led me into a dark delusion. My distorted version of reality went largely unchecked as I would isolate from anyone who challenged me. I was led to believe that this world was an evil place, filled with cops who control, hospitals that injure, government agencies that brainwash.
And this is not all from just Jodi, right? Like, this is all very like right-wing paranoia that we see like in the talks, like in the
that hashtag do your own research.
Yeah, and like the RFK, like, oh, vaccines are bad, right? It's all that same stuff, and it is sort of manifested in the worst way in Ruby Franke.
Church leaders who lie and lust, husbands who refuse to protect, and children who need abused.
Thank you.
My choice to believe and behave this paranoia culminated into criminal activity for which I stand before you today ready to take accountability.
Okay. So, that's...
What happened to these...
Whoa.
I would like to make a...
So, she wasn't trying to change her sentence, but she was just explaining it. And so this is why, obviously her lawyers are telling her to blame Jodi, right? But I do think that she was coming out of some sort of delusion, right? Not that makes any of it right. And you're welcome to disagree, right? Maybe you think that she was just pure evil, based on the beanbag, based on the starving the kids beforehand and, being cruel to them. But
she's still in the brainwash of a sort there.
Yes.
I think she's still a mentally ill person.
Yeah.
That was susceptible
to this.
And I also, once again, I'm not excusing either, but I agree with you. And I actually hope that is true, that she is coming out of a delusion, because all of this will hit that much harder if she actually does have a clear mind to process this. And I hope she does.
Me too.
Because I want her to be punished for that.
Yeah.
I want her to know
that's
that.
True. Yeah.
Like
she'll actually understand its punishment. Yeah.
Right.
We have Ethan
Instead
in the chat.
Instead of like they're out to get me.
He's saying free her. She's sorry. He's Team Ruby. She's kidding, obviously.
Obviously. Free her. She's really sorry.
We're selling free Ruby shirts on Teddy Fresh. Oh.
She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. Yeah. Pre-order Teddy Fresh to help Ruby's legal fund. Free my boy. Free my boy Ruby. Okay. So my lingering question after watching both documentaries is still, how the F does a father let this happen in his family? Like, we know how it happened with Ruby, right? We have seen exactly how it's played out. But how does Kevin Franke just disappear from his kids' lives and let this other woman abuse his kids to that degree and never intervene? And luckily, Kevin has started to talk about how this happened. And so we've got a couple clips from this interview that he did with, look at the Mormon glaze on this one. She's Mormon glaze like a fucking Krispy Kreme. So this is Dr. Julie Hanks, and apparently she is friends with Kevin. And so he chose to sit down with her because obviously he would get a favorable interview. Mm-hmm. And so there are some clips here where he talks about how this happened. And the first is where he talks about vulnerabilities that allowed for Jodi to slip in.
Oh, please. I mean, let's hear him out, but like, come on, what excuse could there be?
I know. It's pathetic. You'll see.
I know that you're a good, intelligent, smart person.
Stop sucking him off.
What vulnerabilities did you bring into that marriage and then into like the situation with Jodi that that opened you up to being vulnerable to that level of control and manipulation?
Yeah,
So, I'm sorry.
That's
sorry
such
to
a good
interrupt.
question.
Oh, go
No, I'm so annoying. I'm so annoying.
No, you're not.
Do you hear her lips touching her teeth? Do you hear that? It's like, that doesn't happen on this show. Do we do that? We don't do that, do we? Do you not hear that? This is literally what it sounded like. She's like,
let's
bring it back. Bring it back a couple seconds. But listen this time. And yeah,
okay.
I couldn't focus. I'm going to focus on what she was saying.
And we'll focus on the lips.
Teeth. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
With Jodi.
Ew!
That opened you up to being vulnerable to that level of control and manipulation.
Oh, right, you asshole.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I mean,
this guy just seems dumb to begin with.
I honestly feel bad because I wasn't really joking about my dad. If people told him what's up, he'd be like, okay, I'll go smoke a cigarette outside
for a year.
Like he's not gonna fight women, over his kids. He's like, I don't even know what to do with them. So if you guys really know what's best, fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go over to Terry's for a year.
Yeah. Well, and I guess kids are like the one real domain of women in a lot of super religious places, right? So it does make sense that he's like, I don't know what to do, but he's a moron. So let's hear what he says about his vulnerabilities.
One of the questions that I'm most frequently asked is
slow.
How? I mean, you're a smart guy. Like, how?
Yeah.
And that's a question that I've had to tackle myself. And I've had a lot of time to really reflect on that and think about it. And I've come to learn that.
Wait, people are saying they can't hear it? Oh, they can't hear the lip thing. Okay, they can't hear the lip thing, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Emotional intelligence.
Not him, her.
Is not the same as knowledge intelligence or just what we generally call intellect. What you learn in school or learn from reading books.
Yeah.
You can read every book on the topic of emotional intelligence, but until you actually live it, until you actually go through the steps of growth and change, just knowing something does not necessarily equate wisdom. And so for me, it's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is just knowing a bunch of stuff. And I know a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah. But I'm a fucking moron.
PhD. I'm a civil engineer. I've been a professor for 12 years. A very well-published, internationally recognized professor.
Dude, you're just digging yourself deeper.
Yeah.
This is so embarrassing.
Further proving that why did you let this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does he say to people? What does he say to people when they're like, how are you kids?
Right.
What does he say if he's so smart and so whatever? What does he say when anyone's like, so how's your son? Is he still playing or whatever? Anything? What do you say?
It's just a universal thing. You don't abandon your kids. I mean, there's no excuse for it. I don't care how smart or how much he tries to convince us how smart he is. You just don't do it. There's no excuse.
He's like, sorry, I'm so smart, I'm stupid, is essentially what he's saying. I have a PhD, but I was cool with letting some woman take over my house and keep me from my children for a year, and I didn't worry about them. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
If I had to coach his podcast appearance here, I would have been like, dude, you go in there, you have to lean in on how powerful Jodi is. You have to be like, she controlled the town. She had everyone eating out of that. It's not just me going against deciding what's good for my family. It's me taking a stand against every family that Jodi's involved. She had her fingers
we know she had her fingers.
Yeah, I was gonna do something too. Yeah, I was gonna do something too.
I mean, he does talk. I mean, we'll talk about it later. He is suing Jodi. But I mean, that's not really
for what?
Medical malpractice.
Oh, I thought for making him look dumb.
Making him look like a little dum-dum. All right, so that's at him saying basically I have knowledge, but I don't have wisdom enough when I have 6 fucking children to actually care for them. So here he is talking about the red flags that he missed.
I was at the top of my career.
Again, no one cares.
Winning numerous teaching awards. And things. I was always
what the fuck?
What's up with guys and getting on podcasts and just going full alpha? Being
This
like,
is
yeah,
so
well, it happened
dumb.
at very top of my game. I was making so much money, winning tons of awards, so many accolades at this time.
I was like, so cool.
Yeah.
And also neglecting my children. Yeah, we love the dichotomy there, buddy.
With my department and my college in terms of like the teaching ratings and if anyone from the outside would have looked at me and said, wow, like I want to be like that guy.
Yeah.
And I wanted people to look at me and say, ooh, I want to be that guy. That I needed that
like external
validation to feel like I was enough.
Yeah.
And because the reality was that I was so incredibly insecure throughout all of my life. And I've personally found that there's a correlation between the amount of like training and education that a person seeks and obtains in their life and usually the level of personal insecurity.
Oh, hang on. This isn't
in other
the
words,
one.
they're trying.
He's still talking about being insecure. No one cares. Here's the red flag. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
Interview in and of itself.
I could like publish, a volume
we don't want you publishing anything, sir.
all of the red flags that I've been able to look back on and see. And hindsight's always 20/20, right? But
of course.
Some of the biggest ones for me, like right from the start, I feel like I had her pegged.
No, you fucking didn't, because you let her take over your family. Like, what are you talking about?
I do remember, I think at the beginning of her career, Ruby, she pushed him to do the videos.
Oh,
and
okay.
so let's just pretend for a second this is a stupid man. And he was just going to work and just going to make money to provide. And she had said, be on camera, come be on camera. Let's film stuff with the kids. Let's do that. And there's earlier footage of him just being like,
oh yeah, he was kind of awkward and not really into it.
Not the guy at all. But
Yeah.
now you hear him describing how he wanted people to look at him and be like, I want to be him. So once the channel starts to get legs and he is a person in his community, he must be, I mean, his life has changed.
Yeah.
YouTube changed his life. So
Yeah.
now he's like, my wife knows best.
Yeah.
She
And at first he was
literally
like,
knows best.
this is just a dumb thing that my dumb wife is doing. But then when it
Exactly.
took off, he's like, oh, I can,
She has the
stroke my
answer.
ego.
She
Yeah.
has the answers. She knows what's best for us. I'll wear what she tells me and I'll do what she says.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is even before Jodi got involved. So even at the time, he was enabling Ruby's cruel punishments of the kids.
Well, yeah, like 5 years before. So yeah, he was just like going along with whatever Ruby wanted, I guess. Oh God.
Should we talk about the pegged thing? What does he mean by that? He's saying he had Ruby pegged or Jodi.
You hear Ethan, Lena?
Oh no,
I can hear you.
Oh, Ethan's here? Let me bring him in. Hold on.
Yeah, Ethan's here.
Hold on.
I hear you.
Tell him, give me a second.
Hi, how you doing?
Charles. Dude, we did it. We put him up there.
And I'm not even joking. I don't know much about the hairline curse, but my hairline's going up. I am getting more bald. I don't know if this is something you're doing.
It's not me, bro.
It's not an intentional thing, or it's an unintentional thing. I don't know how it works.
It might be that it's
superstitious and I believe in curses, and I swear I've been pulling my hair back and looking at my hairline.
Oh, already?
Actually, yeah, I swear on my life.
But that only happens to enemies.
That's what happens to enemies, yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to address the pegging situation.
Okay.
So you had mentioned he had mentioned that he had her pegged from the start. And I was thinking, no, sir, it was she that had you pegged.
I was thinking the
on all
same
fours.
thing. On all fours, yep. Wait,
Which
people
is-
can't hear you.
Oh, for real?
They should be able to.
Some people can't. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Okay,
I
they
can
can hear you.
yeah,
now.
I can hear
I
you
think
now.
they're just behind, so they should be able to hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can.
Also-
I had that thought too.
And also another thought I wanted to share. So I've been following this story closely, so it's actually nice to see all these updates. I just like watching you guys in general. You guys could be talking about, you know, you could be talking about something really boring, okay? And I would watch that. But the point is, so I feel like there's something people are afraid to say in this situation. And I feel like it's something that everybody's thought, but nobody wants to say it because at risk of, you know, nobody wants this to be seen as defending Ruby. But the fact is, someone has to say it. What if the kids deserved it?
For sure.
That's really brave. That's really brave of you to say, Ethan.
I mean, has anybody considered that angle?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think anyone's considered it.
You're the first.
All right, well, chew on that. Chew on that.
Free Ruby, right?
Free Ruby. She's sorry. She said she obviously innocent. I mean, not innocent, but she's sorry.
How would you score that apology?
It was weird.
It was weird. It wasn't even really an apology. She was just like, "This is why it happened."
She was like, "I'm sorry. They deserved it."
God.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's like brush your teeth. Bro, how many times do you tell your kid brush your teeth? Brush your teeth. They don't listen. All of a sudden, boom, they're in duct tape and chains in the basement. It happens.
Have you considered trying it? I mean, we can't say it doesn't work.
I mean, I've not done it. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
But you got it in your back pocket just in case.
Chew on that, guys. Chew on that. All right. Thanks. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks. How are you guys doing? Everyone's good?
We're good.
We're
good. Yeah.
That was fun.
We got beautiful Lena here with us. It's wonderful.
It's always a pleasure.
We don't resent the job. We love it.
We love this job.
Say that. Just say that at the beginning of every show, please.
Hello, everyone. We do not resent Ethan Klein.
We love our jobs.
I know.
We love our jobs. We love our jobs. 3 times in a row, anonymously.
We'll come up with a Walmart chant for the show.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good show.
Bye.
Ethan. Sorry, Ethan. Before you forget.
He's gone already.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna text
He might
him.
be listening.
He has a call.
Listening.
He has a call.
He's definitely listening. So you can just tell him. Okay, so Lena, when you were asking like what does having someone pegged mean, it means like he saw what her game was. He's like, it's like you have someone figured out is essentially what he's
It's not
saying.
like a physical thing. I hear it all the time, but okay.
Well, it can be, but not in this
metaphorically.
specific
He's saying metaphorically.
Metaphorically, no one was actually being pegged in this moment.
But Ethan was referencing something else, which is also, I thought it was a joke that I was going to do. I thought it was a joke
I was going to do.
Right, I was going to do it, and then in my head, I was like, Kate's probably going to do it in a more a tighter fashion right now. I'll let her do it. Then you didn't do it, and if you did do it, there's a whole other universe where he doesn't call in. He has the phone, and then you make the pegging joke, and he's like, good.
Yeah, we got Jester mogged.
We got Jester mogged by Ethan. Yeah, we did. We did. Fuck. We can't let that happen again. All right, so here he is talking about how he clocked Jodi, but not really.
Really? Right in the very beginning, and yeah, I talk about this in the documentary, and my kids do too, where it was like when some trusted, close family friends introduced us to Jodi Hildebrandt with glowing and rave reviews. You know, my first exposure to Jodi was some big workshop. That was the title of the workshop was Love and Lust, and trying to unravel the difference between them. And I remember going to this workshop, and I arrived late, and I walked in, and like there was an energy in that room that was palpable. It was an energy that was basically like men are horrible. That was the
period.
Where they do walk into this podcast.
Period.
They do walk into this podcast.
Is there a universe where I am Jodi Hildebrandt? Period. You got that one right. I'm just kidding, everyone. Just kidding.
You're like Jodi when she's not talking about kids and she's talking about men, kind of cooking.
She's kind of
cooking.
You know, I get it. I see some of her points.
She's frying it up good. She really is.
There were probably 2 or 3 women to every man who was in there. And the women were very animated, very excited, very into what was being said, what was being taught. And the men, for the most part, were very timid, very quiet, very subdued.
As it should be.
Except for the men that were up in front, who were they were the spokespeople. They were the people that she was modeling. And all the women were gushing and praising these men for what beautiful, strong, powerful men, righteous men these men were. And I don't want to give the impression that like I'm bitter or angry, because
you are.
Most of those men who are up there, we've gone through a lot, and we still emerge and continue.
So I mean, that's like a classic cult tactic of like pitting people against each other, right? And doing these like public shamings and like calling for the actual cult members to do the shaming, do the abuse against others, making some look like they are the golden children and everyone else is trash. Like, it's all very like high control group for sure.
Can I just point out how hilarious what he said is there? He said, we, after all that, we emerge and continue. Which is like, wow, you exist?
Yeah, you emerge and continue.
Exist?
It's not great. It's not great.
We emerge and continue.
Also, I'm so sorry for everything you've been through, Kevin.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
So is he saying he realized early on at that point that it was a red flag? Because if so, I mean, he continued to let this woman guide his family and his children.
Totally. Yeah, and he doesn't sound like he said it sounded like a red flag to him there. He kind of didn't really make it seem
like he accepted it.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He's going to call it a cult here in just a moment.
I'll call it a distant friendship.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of empathy and compassion for those men, because like me, they got there in their own journey, and it was all through their own insecurities as well. But I still remember walking into that room and thinking, this is a cult.
Really?
And the very first words that I told Ruby after that workshop, when she's like, what do you think? I said, I really don't want to tell you what I think, because you're not going to like it. No, I really want to know. And then another one of her friends came over, and she said, no, I want to know what you think. Tell us. I said, this feels like a cult. And they just laughed and laughed, and they thought it was so funny that I said that. And that was my initial instinct.
Well, then what happened, sir? Like, what are we doing?
He got hammered by the community. People laughed at him, and they laughed.
Yeah. Then he started cuck
and they shut it down. You stop standing up for what you thought was a thing. You get gaslit by everyone around you. I could kind of understand how this happens there.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a microcosm of the religion. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
But
just
it's interesting.
In an extremer way.
I feel like cult was a word, like it's not a good word there. Because I think Mormonism gets targeted a lot as being culty.
Yeah,
it's a word that they would use. So it must carry a lot more of a weight there.
Like they've all heard it before.
Yeah, when I was in Los Angeles, I've heard of, two groups of people that it was like, oh yeah, they're kind of culty. Oh, it's a cult. And then people take that seriously. They recognize that it's a possibility. It's a thing that could exist. At least in Los Angeles, it's not outlandish. There are cults that exist.
Yeah.
There, anywhere, but there, here, it's don't say that word. And he was like, I think you don't want to know it. It's a cult. And then they laugh. They're like, a cult? No.
Yeah.
Not a cult. But,
right.
Yeah.
No, and I think that they're probably used to hearing it just as Mormons in general. And so they can just sort of deflect it in the same way, right? Because they think that it's really working.
Yes.
So yeah. And then here's the part that I was most interested in. This is where he talks about how he was able to just clock out as a father for a full year and do nothing and see his children no times.
And still be the victim.
Yes, and still be the poor me and all this shit. So here he is talking about it.
In July of 2022.
And
that's when
at that point
out.
is when you didn't see your kids for a year.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people have a hard time understanding how that came about. And I think you've shared a lot that would make that make sense. So is there anything else you want to say about
it was just this constant drip of you're the problem, you're the problem, you're the problem.
And
your
you're
greed,
dangerous.
Yeah, your greed, your lust, your insecurities, your ego, all of those things are the root of the problem in your family.
It's you. So let's remove you and your family will do better.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
And you really believe that?
It wasn't so much like framed to me as like, we need you to leave because you're like bad. It was like, you need to go over here and work on yourself and heal yourself and then come back to us a healed and a truthful and a man of truth, you know? And like, so it became like almost like a mission. Like
I'm going to heal and I'm going to be better for my family.
Yeah, it was like, go over here and Jodi will work with you individually.
With peace and love. I can't think of a single mom that I know that would be okay, even if someone told her that it was a problem, that they were the problem, that they needed to heal themselves, to not see your 4 young children for a whole year.
Yeah, even my dad, I'd like to think wouldn't do it. My dad, even him. But I know what you're saying. There's no way biologically like a mom would let that happen. And all I'm thinking is, if you were a dad, you had a wife and kids, now you don't. What are you doing with your time?
Yeah.
You have so much time.
It's so
that
6
is opened
children.
Up. What are you doing? What are you doing? I would love to know day by day. You know, does he have an Xbox?
He's like, yeah, I'm probably watching a ton of porn.
He got into crystals.
What he wasn't supposed to be doing. Yeah, he got way into crystals.
Also, maybe
daddy.
like check up on your kids and see if you being away is really helping them. Maybe go visit.
Nothing. Yeah, and the wild thing is, Chad, the oldest son, was also kicked out for this year. So he and Chad, I believe, were living together.
Once you could beat up Ruby, you got to go. I mean, once you could beat up Jodi, you got to get out of the house.
Yeah, everybody, all the men must leave. It's very weird, and I just can't believe that he was just like, oh yeah, this was a mission for me to ignore my kids. Like, nobody could talk anyone into that. And I really, he's such a fucking idiot. All right, let's see if
he was primed for this, right? He already grew up in a almost, I don't, maybe indoctrination's an intense word, but he's almost indoctrinated into a lifestyle. And so you're already told to basically be obedient, to obey, and to, you know what I mean? And you're primed. Jodi really knew how to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Those types of brains, those types of people. It's probably so easy to play that game.
Taking candy from a baby, for sure. Yeah, all these people, she knew the levers to pull. And like, that's what's dangerous about like a sociopath, is that she grew up in this community, right? So as a manipulative person, she saw her whole life, like, what strings to pull with the women, what strings to pull with the men, what strings to pull with the kids, and how to like triangulate all of that and make so much money off of the desperation of these people. Like, yes, Ruby is a villain in this. Yes, Kevin is a villain in this, but Jodi is like, I mean, if you want to talk about demons, like, that woman is a fucking demon, in my opinion, at least. Harley, I know you love her, so.
Yeah, I'm impressed and disgusted.
Yeah, it's like dictator shit, you know? It's like, wow, that is impressive that you were able to kill that many people on some level, but it's also horrific.
And you got all those soldiers dressed so nicely, too.
Good job.
Very, very impressive.
It is impressive, but we also hate it. Yeah. All right.
And then you'll get healed and tight and strong and powerful, and then reunite with your wife and change the world. Like,
so is this kind of vision of what could happen down the road?
Yeah, that's the carrot that she always dangled out in front of me. Like, a lot of people, and even I have, like, you know, shared how she's berated me over that year and beat me down and broke me again and broke me again.
If you were able to leave your kids for a full year, I think you deserved to be berated. Like, I think you're kind of a piece of shit, personally. Like, I'm not siding with Jodi, right? But
every adult in the situation is awful.
Awful.
I mean, because even though he wasn't involved when it got really bad, he was still involved when they were punishing their kids in an awful way, which in my mind, to a certain extent, means he just didn't love his kids.
Well, yeah, and think about the wellness check that his daughter called in. Like, I imagine because he is one of the guardians of the kids, he was notified. And he was like, yeah, that's fine that their mom's just leaving them alone all the time. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So that's what Kevin has to say. We also, in this new documentary, we'll have more from Kevin later, but this new documentary introduced me at least to Jessi, who is Jodi's, I don't know a gender neutral word for niece or nephew, but Jessi uses they them pronouns. One of her parents
I'm sorry, is there no word for that?
I don't know of one. I mean, like,
well, who makes the word? Should we do it? We have a platform.
I've heard of the word nibbling, but that just feels like it's for little kids. It doesn't feel like it's a good one for actual. Nibbling? I don't love it.
If that gets locked in, I take it back, everything I've said. But nibbling is not. I would not be happy with being called a nibbling or being known as a nibbling.
It sounds like a corn niblet.
Yeah, like
or like a baby sibling.
Yeah, nibbling. It's like the smallest puppy in the litter.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The second smallest puppy in the maybe I'm just gonna stop talking about it, but that is interesting.
No, I don't love it. I don't love it. People are saying it. Yeah, we know it's nibbling, but I don't like it. But that's just me. Whatever.
It comes off. I don't know. It comes off like patronizing or degrading in a way.
Yeah, it feels like infantilizing to me. But
but it's like sibling, nibbling. That's what the angle is.
Yeah, but it's not a sibling. I mean, whatever. Okay, so Jessi,
just say family member, I guess,
is a family member of Jodi's who was sent to live with Jodi when they were a teenager.
I could do 2 hours on nibbling, by the way.
We're not going to do 2 hours.
Right, you're right. I know. I'm just saying I could talk about that a lot, and I'm gonna okay.
Someone said niece few.
Niece few.
Niece few.
If you gave me an hour to think about it, that's what I would end up with. I'd
niece few.
Like, niece few.
I feel like we could do better. We should do a brainstorm. Okay. Anyway, it's not to replace sibling. It's to replace niece or nephew because people are saying siblings are already gender neutral.
Oh,
anyway,
sibling is your gender brother or sister, not brother, not sister.
It should be niece or nephew. That's what it's supposed to take place of. But anyway,
okay, yeah. See.
Anyway,
you could do 2 hours too. If you didn't have
to, for sure. I could get a whiteboard out. Okay. We'll workshop it. Okay.
PowerPoint next month.
So this is Jessi. Okay. Jodi Hildebrandt is this person's aunt. Okay. There, we'll just say that. And here they are talking about the abuse they suffered at the hands of Jodi. We saw there's a little piece of this in the documentary, but I think they had a lot more interesting stuff to say. And so I've got this little snippet from this interview that's a bit longer.
And has used these on her children.
Talking about Ruby here, or they're talking about Ruby.
But this is coming from Jodi.
In short, can you describe what you mean? Like, which practices are you talking about? Just to make sure we're clear, because I know there's a lot out there. So which ones are you talking about that you've seen, that you're hearing about pertaining to her children that you're familiar with too?
Sure, yeah. So the things that I experienced while living with Jodi, I experienced being tied. I experienced being duct taped. I experienced being blindfolded. I experienced severe isolation. I experienced severe emotional, spiritual, and psychological abuse. I experienced the being told I shouldn't be around other people, being told.
Which we remember is what Jodi said about the little kids when the cops picked her up, right? Like, those kids shouldn't be around other children.
But I was dangerous to be around. People were afraid of me to the point where I was afraid of myself. Imagine
how that fucks you up as a kid.
Yeah.
Thinking that you're a monster.
Happy for this person that seems like they're out.
Yeah.
Gone, and have the wherewithal to know that that was all fucked up by them and not putting it on themselves anymore. But damn, that's fucked.
It's fucked.
Physically, I was forced to sleep outside in the snow. I was, like I said, isolated for up to 12 hours a day. If someone spoke to me directly, if I wasn't wearing duct tape on my mouth, I had to just stare at them and not respond, because she also had systems of people that would report back to her if I broke any of these rules.
So that's where you see the little girl in the closet, right? Just not responding to the police officers when they came to rescue her and not wanting to leave the closet because she assumed it was a part of the system of the whole thing.
And her whole thing, which is deeply, darkly ironic, is that everything stems from shame and how horrible shame is. And that all of the reason, like all of mental illness, all tics, so like OCDs, addiction, everything stems from shame, which is just horrifying because she is the greatest perpetuator of shame. She also, and this is like a very deep connection and why I chose to come forward to the media rather than just staying with the podcast. She accused me of being a sex addict. She accused me of being addicted to masturbation, to the point where I wasn't allowed to, I mentioned this on the podcast, to the point where I wasn't allowed to use tampons. I never was allowed privacy unless
I mean, that's, to me, like, this is also sexual abuse.
Absolutely.
You know, like the constant like monitoring of their sexuality, the not allowed to be alone, the monitoring what they're putting in their body, like that is all sexual abuse too. And so I wonder if we will hear about that as the youngest kids get older and sort of age out and maybe go to parole hearings or whatever's happening for Jodi and Ruby, you know?
Yeah. Especially for young kids, it's like it really shapes their views of the world. They're just so perceptible, and it's such a vulnerable stage in their life. And here's this woman just shaping it, you know, as she pleases.
Yeah, teenagers who are just experiencing like sexuality for the first time, and this is their first relationship with it is Jodi, you know, like Jodi being in their heads. It's so gross.
Was isolated, so that included the bathroom. I was never allowed to have the door closed.
Like, that's crazy.
Because she was convinced that I was just constantly masturbating. She was convinced that I was addicted to porn. I had never seen porn at that point in my life. I didn't even know that people with my anatomy could masturbate. Like I had no idea any of this stuff, but I just believed her. Because she used religion and God as a mode of control, and a mode to manipulate. And so I just believed all of these things. So her ability to convince you of these neuroticisms and these behaviors is, and I was a teenager. And so a child in that position of being told this over and over and over and over again, which I'm certain he was, stood no chance. She also,
we don't know a ton about what was done to the little, like what the little girl was being accused of, right? But there was a lot written down about the boy and the sexuality stuff and the addiction to sex and porn and all that. So it's just a mess. And I imagine this is why neither of, specifically Jodi, didn't want to go to trial and just pled guilty, because all of this would have come out.
All the,
you know?
the whole discovery, going through everything, all the other people that would have,
like who knows what other children were in her care at different points, right? Because this was years before what happened with the Franke kids. So this was not
her,
who knows?
Is she the It's their mother is Jodi's brother,
sister. Yeah, I'm not one of the parents. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean,
Okay.
I'm imagining it's the sister of a parent, but it's not clear. So, shout out to Jessi. This is Jessi Hildebrandt, and they have been. Let's get a nicer. There we go. They've been very public about their feelings toward Jodi and corroborating everything that happened to the kids. So, yeah, horrible, horrible shit. And apparently, I'm pretty sure. So in 2010, a teen, and it's not said who, but it seems that this was Jessi, a teen living with Hildebrandt. So this is over a decade before the abuse to the Franke kids. A teen living with Hildebrandt reported her to the police. The teen told authorities that while they were living with Hildebrandt, whom they identified as their aunt, Hildebrandt had forced the teen to sleep outside in a sleeping bag and had at one point duct taped their mouth shut. So people knew about Jodi. She was being reported to the police a decade before this happened. And she was still able to be a counselor and be in contact with children and be in a position of power within the Mormon society. Like how do you justify that? How does that happen? The teen also said they were forced to wear the same clothes for weeks at a time, and they were not enrolled in school because that was one of Jodi's methods of counseling. And when asked, the teen said Hildebrandt did not physically abuse them. But, I mean, there was tons of abuse going on. Jodi is some kind of therapist and thinks she has all the answers, the teen said, according to an officer's report. But Jodi insults me all the time in front of others and acts like I am evil by not letting me talk to kids or others. Like, very brave of them to go to the cops. And unfortunately, because the cops didn't listen to Jessi 10, 15 years ago, now the Franke kids experience what it seems to be an exaggerated version of what Jessi went through, right? Like, it's like Jodi grew in her power and knew she could get away with it. So fuck that. Fuck Jodi for that. Awful.
Something exceptionally frustrating about being tipped off, ignoring it, and letting it happen.
You hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you hear it a lot obviously with child abuse, right? Like, we talked about it, like the different warnings and reports that get put in, and then the parents just move or whatever. Lena, you were talking about that earlier. And then you also see it with like school shooters, right? There's like therapists who have intervened and teachers who have been concerned and meetings that they've had. And it's like, there has to be something that we can do before things get worse. Like, it seems like the cops are always waiting for something to get worse before they intervene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they could start by holding those people with the authority to do something. They could be held accountable, and rarely ever are they. It's really sad.
Yeah, like how does someone maintain a counseling license after a child in their care reports them for this kind of abuse? Yeah. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, that should have been investigated much more thoroughly, and not just
the position she's in. That should warrant further investigation.
1,000%.
You're just going to be around more children.
Yeah, I mean, people lose their licenses for therapy for way less than that. So I don't understand how that happened. Like I mentioned before, Ruby's sisters, all three of her sisters, are family vloggers as well. And so they have also spoken out since all of this happened. I've got two of them here speaking out. The first one is Julie. And I just really think it's ironic that these people are still doing the family vlogging thing. Like, they think that they're two of the good ones, right? That their kids aren't being fucked up by this. And they're just kind of shaming their sister, who obviously did way worse things, but the root of it is the same. Like the family vlogging is what led everything here. So here is Julie talking about her sister.
Jodi Hildebrandt and her website or therapy style, I don't know what you want to call it, connections, was not a great resource. And we all saw it. We all felt weird about this Jodi lady. We weren't comfortable with it. We didn't like it. We didn't like the teachings Ruby was bringing to the family functions. And we were this close to telling her, if you come to our family events anymore, we do not want to hear what you were learning through connections because we don't like it.
I wonder if she was like openly abusing the kids at these functions.
Well, I think it's really interesting that she's saying we were this close to telling her that when she comes to our family functions, don't talk about it. And it's like, wait, that sounded like you were going somewhere with it, and then not at all.
We were this close to maybe considering
You're telling her to keeping her child abuse.
Just don't do it in front of us.
Yes, exactly.
We almost told her to do that. Not that it's wrong, just don't do it in front of us. And you still didn't even tell her that.
Yeah, and I think it's so wild that, I don't know, if I looked 90% like Ruby Franke, there is no way I would be doing a family vlog in this day and age. It's wild. It's wild. She looks too much like Ruby Franke.
Oh, I see. I see. Her sister. I know. Well, the sisters
you're out here. You literally are out here with Ruby Franke's face
doing,
and you're doing a family vlog.
It's crazy.
That's
it's crazy.
Probably like the only reason she's addressing it.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm not Ruby Franke.
Yeah,
you guys
just so everyone knows.
FYI.
You guys think that she had a moment with her husband saying, "We got to milk this. We got to juice this."
I'm sure. Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes. She had to. She knew it would be good.
Families in general are just
disgusting.
Very frustrating. I could go on a lot about the child labor laws, being an actor and knowing what it is.
Yeah.
And this is also like the most minimal part of this whole thing. But there's not federal laws that protect kids when being taken advantage of this. It's only in California. They have what's called a Coogan account.
And that wasn't even for the YouTube kids. That's
not
for
until
kids.
Not until recently. California changed it to be also social media. But
and they all left to Texas.
Yeah, exactly. Because in California you have it used to be just for actual acting roles, but now with social media, if a kid is involved in it, 15% of the gross goes into an account for them that no one can touch until they're 18. I think 15% is far too low, in my opinion. But and then they changed it to social media as well. So if any of your favorite family vloggers recently just out of nowhere moved out of California, that is why. So they don't have to save any of their money that they make off of their kids for their kids.
Yeah. Well, I will say we have some good news in that area that I will share at the end here. So yeah, that's one sister. She also says that she had no idea what was happening with the kids. I understand like if your family member cuts you off, but again, try to keep my niece and nephew from me. Try to not let me see my niece and nephew for a year or more. I'm coming to your house and I'm breaking the door down. Like it's so interesting, the family dynamics at play here. And I think it probably is just the case in like the wider Mormon community of just like, well, it's their family. It's not my business. Right. Like you keep the family secrets inside the house, and you don't talk about it and you don't ruffle feathers. Like I don't think that there's another way to rationalize them just being like, we had no idea that these kids were being starved and abused in the desert for a year. Like you're all complicit.
Yeah.
You're all effing complicit.
That's how I feel also.
It's awful.
That's how I was very quick to look at the dad, people around the community, other people that were involved with Jodi. You hear stuff. You would have to hear stuff.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Like,
also, This room for sure looks haunted at night.
This is definitely a haunted room.
That's got to be the guest. There's no way that's like the
Oh
master
yeah, that's a
bedroom, right?
boring ass room. Doesn't look very glazed
For
to
Ruby
me.
would never.
Ruby would never allow that. Well,
She would
here's
never
her.
have this room exist without painting on the wall.
Here's her
Something
other
art on the
She wouldn't
sister.
allow the windows.
Her other sister's in an RV, it looks like. And the majority of this video is her crying about getting hate comments because she's
Let me
Ruby's
see.
sister.
I'll know if she's being truthful with her tears.
Let's see. But here she talks about like not supporting her, which is, I guess, a step up.
I want the very best for all of them, and they're all gonna need a lot of help. I want to be very clear that I do not support Ruby. She doesn't need mercy. She doesn't need justice. She needs a jail cell. And I can't even think beyond that. I believe in justice and mercy, and I think both of those come in time. I think that the mercy needs to lie at the feet of the children, not at Ruby's.
Well, duh.
And that's where I stand on that. I'm so self-conscious about saying anything about myself because the only thing that has been jammed down my throat is how selfish I am for saying how it's affected me. But strangers on the internet can talk about how this has affected them and they're so sad and I can't believe this is happening, but I feel like I'm not allowed to say any of those things.
You are, but you're just gonna get shit. Like, just be okay with that. Apparently she's just spending all her time deleting like mean comments about her. But like, girl, unhook.
Right. Stop defending.
Yeah.
Why is she wearing a baseball cap?
I don't know. I guess she goes fishing a lot.
Someone in chat said hat too big.
Hat too big. Yeah. And I thought she had all her hair up, but I think she has like a bun in the back. But yeah, it's literally the whole time, just except for that little bit, her crying about like mean comments she gets.
And as soon as I do,
actually, I had a theory about why she wears a hat.
Oh God. Hairline?
Her hair isn't long, blonde, and straight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not enough. She doesn't have enough glaze.
Doesn't have the glaze. Yeah.
doesn't-
Doesn't
no.
have enough glaze.
Lock in, Bonnie.
all I can see and hear are the hundreds of comments that I'm deleting saying, you're just like her. It's like my main point that I wanted to say was that I wanted to speak to the people that care, because the people that have been mean they don't deserve that time and energy.
Girl, you did a whole video about them. But I will say, like, you might not be abusing your kids to the same degree, but you are taking advantage of your children in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are profiting from the same system that built your sister.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't feel bad for you. And the fact that none of you have had any sort of introspection since this, and you're still just focused on the money, is crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Like I said earlier, family vlog is something that I've always, I think it needs discussion, needs to be sorted out. There's no one lays out, obviously, homeschooling your kids so you could family vlog them. That's not the right approach.
No,
I agree.
Taking your child out of experiences to capture content to monetize, ruining their weekend, whatever. None of this is the approach,
Right, exactly.
But a part of me is, I'm always like, I would film my kids. I would share it on YouTube for their relatives to see.
Yeah.
Now it's then, am I not going to monetize? But then now, what am I doing? And it's not, it's just something I always think about. How would it be approached?
It's
What's the
hard
best
to wrestle
thing?
with. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as, also there's other things to consider, but mainly not to have your kids like the sole focus or content for your channel, like not having the entire channel depend on them.
Right. Well, and also at that point, like, you are courting a very different audience, right? Like, you're not courting an adjusted adult audience, it's going to be children and pedophiles. Like if you are putting your kid front and center and they are the focus and you're talking about, all their first, like we just lost a tooth, or they got out of diapers, or they went to their first dance. Like if that's the content you are putting out, you are creating a feeding ground for pedophiles, because they're there to watch your kids, but there's also kids in the comments.
Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. There's no way around it. It's unsafe for literally everyone. Oh, Lord. All right. So that's the sisters. Now let's get into the Franke children. So Chad and Shari Franke are the two kids who are of age. They're over 18. And they have obviously had a lot to say. They were both out of the house when all this was happening, but they were there in the very beginning of 8 Passengers. Like they were the oldest kids, and they were the center of the channel for a long time. Chad obviously is the one who had to sleep on the beanbag chair. So we know a little bit about him. But he has been there. The two of them are processing things in a very, very different way. Like Chad is kind of leaning into the social media, kind of being jokey, tongue in cheek about it. And then Shari is going more of the, I don't even know, like the legislative route, like kind of trying to make a difference, it feels like. And Chad is handling it differently, in my opinion. But again, they are victims. I'm not going to judge the way that they are processing this, but I will say that they seem to see their responsibilities differently in the wake of all this. So here is.
Ethan. I just want to say Ethan said free Ryan's toy review.
Free Ryan.
Free my boy.
Oh my God. Oh, is he in
Oh,
trouble?
I see that message here. David, tell them free Ryan's toy review.
Free Ryan.
You got it, boss.
Free him.
I think that was Dan.
Oh, was it Dan?
I think so.
Dan might have typed it, but Ethan sent it in the WhatsApp. So they both want him.
Also, also seems like a Dan take, but yeah.
Yeah, free my boy.
That's so Dethan. Dathan. That's very Dathan energy. Anyways, I'll work on a mix of their names. Whatever.
Dathan. So this is Chad talking about the beanbag incident. Which
okay, so just to clear it up, that's not Dan. So Dan does not want Ryan's toy review freed. Only Ethan.
He hates Ryan. He says, "Squeeze that kid for every last penny."
Yeah, keep playing with those toys, kid.
That day when the video was posted and the cancellation started, from that moment, people on social media started saying "Free Chad." And that was a large hashtag people started using. Mm-hmm. It was like in the year 2020, so it would be Free Chad 2020. And my mom, she saw that, and I think she got pretty nervous, pretty upset. She started hiring high-end lawyers to kind of shut all that down, take those videos away, because when someone wants to free a child from their mom's arms, that movement grows pretty fast.
Their mom's harms.
So
yeah, exactly. I didn't know that she was like hiring all these lawyers to cover her tracks. Like, how do you not realize you're guilty at that point? Like, that's crazy.
Free Chad was a big thing, at least in my eyes, and I started seeing that. And during that time, I was working with Jodi very tightly, very closely. She was my therapist, and I had like a love for her in a sense where I trusted everything she told me to do.
Crazy, for sure.
And same with my mom.
Yeah.
And so when I saw everything go down, I didn't really think much of it. In fact, I actually knew how much money they were making, and I was nervous about the money. And to know that the views were going to go down and that the sponsorships were going to go down, that was kind of my main focus. Was, oh no, we're gonna lose money.
She was stressed out about his family losing money over the truth coming out about the abuse that he was suffering. Like, that should not be happening to a child.
Especially when he probably was not getting any of it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
This happens with other channels. There was that channel Daddy of 5 where he had the kids and he was doing all this messed up stuff, but the channel was relatively successful. So to a kid, it's so easy to be like, do you want to be poor?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be poor?
Right.
What if we don't? Do you not like your toys? Do you not like this, that? What if you
do
don't
not
have
want to go on vacations?
Exactly. And using that against them is just so messed
Horrible.
up. I'm sorry. Is this the boy? Is this the guy?
Yeah.
What?
Twilight
Boy. Yeah.
Oh, Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Lautner. This is his podcast with his wife.
It is
Taylor and Taylor.
Oh, no way.
A squeeze. Yeah, they're both named Taylor, which is crazy. That is crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
How
they're
long
both
have they
named
been
Taylor
doing this?
Lautner now.
I met them both actually. They did the.
Yes, I did.
They hosted a screening of the Eras tour, and I went with my friend Nicole. But yeah, it was really cool. They were both they were both really friendly. And then Taylor Lautner was doing backflips in the movie theater, as he does.
Cool.
Didn't he also date Taylor Swift?
He did, yeah.
He's dated a lot of Taylors. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, wasn't he dating Taylor Swift while they filmed that movie Valentine's Day?
I think so. Maybe. I think that's where it fell in the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Also,
one of her songs is about him.
Ethan wanted me to ask, what's Chad's bone density and cortisone levels? Are his eyebrows recessed?
That's a really good. That's a really important question, Ethan. Let's find out let's see if he says anything about it.
I'll be honest, he is low-key mogging Taylor Lautner.
He is. I mean,
he's mogging the fuck out of Taylor Lautner.
He's jaw-maxing.
My purpose or my motive in saying the beanbag thing, I knew I wasn't trying to make them lose money, but yeah, I was nervous for my parents to lose all their income.
That's so sad. This is him talking about the arrests, like what happened and when he talked to his mom after she was arrested.
For someone who was basically beaten down and abused growing up, he carries himself very well.
I know. I mean, they didn't get it seems like they didn't get a fraction of what the younger kids got. So it'll be interesting to see the journey of those kids. And I hope that they're getting a lot of support outside of the Mormon church.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to wait and see on that.
Let me think. So she was arrested and I didn't hear from anyone at all. No one ever called me, talked to me. And then a week later, I get a call from her. And I was with my sister in the kitchen, my older sister. And so she started the tape recorder and I just got on and, she was very still in the mindset of what I did was right. And I was now in the mindset of what she did was wrong. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like an argument back and forth. And I was trying to help her see what she did was wrong. And we were talking in very spiritual ways because that's the way she talks and relating it to scriptural stories. And that's basically how we talk. Like, Mom, Jesus wouldn't do this. Mom, Jesus wouldn't do that. Jesus wouldn't hurt her kids like this. And it was the first, and I'm serious, this is the first time anyone has ever fought back on her, at least someone who's close to her. This is the first time someone has fought back on her in a long, long time.
And it was her child.
Sorry. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, it had to be her child, the first person to confront her about this.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was in the first days, she wasn't sorry. Those first days after, she was like, you guys just don't know the truth. The kids were demons, right? And the fact that nobody in 5 years or 2015 to 2020, right? Yeah, 5+ years, no adult had confronted her about her behavior. And it had to be her own child who was barely an adult is pathetic.
And even then, I don't think that really resonated with her until she saw the full public backlash.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. It sounds like he got through to her at least a little bit though, which is good.
Yeah. And she told me, she said, I hope God tells you who I really am. And immediately my red flag started clicking and I was like, okay, she's still in this bad mindset. And then about 3 or 5 days later, she called me again. And I couldn't even get a word off that whole call. She had 5 minutes to talk, and I didn't say a word. She just was bawling. She was just crying. And she's like, I thought about everything you said, and I realized, you are completely right. And, no one has ever talked to me that way, the way you talk to me. And, I realized what I've done is wrong. And then she started talking about money because a week before she was arrested, my savings account, everything I earned from the YouTube channel, wiped. Zero.
Still unclear where she put that money. I'm assuming it went to Jodi.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wiped out his entire account. So they were getting paid. Like they were getting money put into an account for them, the kids. But I think Shari's account got wiped too. So she was just giving, it seems like she was giving all the money to Jodi, but it's unclear. And so I guess she was apologizing for that.
And now
No money.
lawyer cost,
Lawyers,
costs,
yep,
expenses, right?
yep. For the business, for connections, like I'm sure there were all kinds of things that Jodi was milking her for, right?
Yeah.
And she's
So
probably
fucked.
still doing courses with Jodi. Insane.
And to this day, I still haven't gotten that back. So everything I earned from that 8 Passengers channel, I have nothing now from it. So
That's so
it's just
sad.
crazy. And she finally, in that call where she was crying, she said, I promise I'll get every penny back to you. I'll talk to my lawyer and, we're going to work through things. And, I love you. I love my parents, because she had no relationship with her parents for so long. And she finally is like, I want to have a relationship back with everyone. And I'm super sorry. And, at the very end of the call, she said, I love you. I got to go. And then I did say, I love you back, because hearing her vulnerable like that, I hadn't
Gotta
heard
be
that
so
from her
weird.
ever in years. And if I know a lot of people say, she's got crocodile tears, she fakes it, but that phone call for 5 minutes, I couldn't, unless she's the greatest actress in the world. To me, it felt so real. And
I actually believe him. I
too.
agree. When I heard her speaking there, and even made the joke about like that she's sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, and I think you said the same, I believe that she did come out of a delusional thing there.
I do.
Whatever doesn't justify or explain any of it, and I'm actually happy to
Yes.
hear him say that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that she is being punished.
Yes.
I'm
Both are
happy
true.
that she took her kids for granted, an actual gift, and she took it for granted. And I'm glad to hear that she wants a life with her kids, that
Yes.
she can't have it right now,
Mm-hmm.
that she's being punished for what she's done. And I feel so bad for this kid
Yeah, me
to
too.
be there. And she's like, I love you, and you're on the phone. You must hear 1,000 voices.
Yeah.
Fuck her, whatever.
Yeah,
But you
right.
are,
It's still
if he
your
says I love you
mom.
back, and exactly your mom, I couldn't imagine not responding that way
Right.
personally. And yeah,
And
so it makes the abuse so much worse.
yeah, exactly. And I think that it makes me think about what the dynamic will be with the siblings years from now, because they had such different experiences of their mom, right? And I think you see that a lot in a big family where there's a large age difference between the kids. Like they have completely different experiences with their parents because their parents are different people, across 10 plus years. And
Mhm.
so I feel like the younger kids are not going to want to say they love their mom. I
Right.
feel that they're going to be a lot more resentful and angry, as they should be. And then I just hope that doesn't create bad blood with these older siblings who are a little more understanding,
Right.
but I can already see that there might be that friction between them. And that is just another thing that this kind of abuse ruins,
And
Yeah.
I'm going to just make it up a second here, but I feel like the eldest son gets a lot of leniency in families
Yes.
often
Mm-hmm.
compared to a daughter. I'm the youngest, but my older brother, my older sister, we joke about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
Same
My
with my
brother
family.
just,
Mhm.
yeah, my brother gets away with everything. My sister, it's way, it was always way more, it was just harder. It's just
Yes.
harder being
Yeah.
my sister than my brother, for sure.
Eldest daughter is a very specific thing, which I am familiar with as the eldest daughter, for sure. Okay, so there's that. He talks about having no money. So I did want to share that this is Chad's business called Reason, and he does a bunch of different. Right now, he's got like some T-shirts. I guess it's more of like a merch company. And this one called Brainwash, Mind Under Control. So it's sort of like adjacent to the stuff that he went through. I said no. And
I actually thought I was gonna have to lie here and be like, "Oh wow, so cool, good for him," and I thought I was gonna lie, but it actually looks cool.
Yeah, love doesn't equal control. A statement against possession, pressure, and power disguised as care. Love isn't control. And then the t-shirt company, it says, their rules, the ones that tried to control you, tell you how to act, what to feel, can wear you down. They twisted how I saw myself, what I was allowed to be, how I was supposed to live. None of it made sense. It was way beyond reason. So I took the word back, distorted it, distortion, which is Jodi's word, right? Made it mine. That was my reason. This brand was born from that moment, the need to break away, speak up, and start fresh, because wanting better for yourself isn't dramatic, it's real. I'm sure he was called that all the time. Reason is for anyone who's ever felt boxed in, shut out, or told to stay small. It's about finding your reason to be who you are and owning it. It started with my story, but now it's about yours, about rewriting the rules they gave you and choosing freedom on your terms. The first feeling of being freed sparked the first drop, but it also lit a fire to build something for everyone who's felt stuck, unheard, or underestimated. You don't need permission, just your reason. And so it's got some cute little shirt.
Yeah,
No
I'm happy for
permission
him.
needed. I love that. Yeah. So I hope
Yes,
he's doing well. And then we have Shari Franke. Shari, like I said, she is the sibling who called the police for a wellness check before things happened, like before everything went down. So she was always from the outside at college. This all happened like in her first years of college, having to advocate for her siblings and try to rescue them from this hell, right? That she didn't understand. So she's the one that called the cops. And then on the day that Ruby was arrested, she shared this picture on her Instagram. So she was at the house and it just says finally. So finally the abuse stopped, right? So that was sort of like one of the first public things that she said about it, just being happy that the abuse of her siblings was over, that people finally listened to her. Shari also wrote a book that was published last year called The House of My Mother, A Daughter's Quest for Freedom. I really want to read this book because there isn't a ton of information about what it was like to be the eldest daughter in this situation, right? Like she's done a couple long form interviews, but they were with like CBS and they'll get claimed. But I encourage people to check it out and learn more about her, her book and her own experience growing up in front of the camera while also being abused to some degree behind the camera. And also she's been getting political. She was seen, she posted this from the No Kings protest last summer. And she is talking about like, the importance of speaking up, the importance of, not sitting on the sidelines. And it really it does seem to really align with, the stuff that she's been through. Right. And so I was happy to see that she's out here getting political in that sense. And I wonder if she'll like run for office or something someday.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I
She's trying to break the
know.
cycle.
Yeah. And also, she has been pushing for legislation in Utah to protect the children of influencers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, it needs it big time.
100%.
With all the channels that exist over there, who abuse is probably running rampant.
Absolutely.
For all these channels.
Yeah, and she even says in this clip that I'm going to play, she talks about why it is so rampant in Utah. But here she is speaking in front of the Utah Congress in favor of Utah bill, I think it was HR 322, which is to protect child influencers and also like traditional media child actors in Utah.
Utah is specifically a hotspot for family content due to the LDS culture around family and the goal to share the church with the world. We also have large families, which makes family content more lucrative. Specifically, many parents film their regular family life as an online video blog called a vlog. But I want to be clear that there is never, ever a good reason for posting your children online for money or fame. There is no such thing as a moral or ethical family vlogger. At first, family vlogging is an alluring business that can bring high revenue. For my family, it became the primary source of income, as is often the case with most full-time family vloggers. Many child influencers are paid for their work, as I was, and this money has helped me in my adult life. However, this payment was usually a bribe. For example, we'd be rewarded $100 or a shopping trip if we filmed a particularly embarrassing moment or an exciting event in our lives.
So it wasn't regular, right? It was it was using money to get them to share more about themselves than they were comfortable
I knew
with.
they did it. It's just, it's basic ground level gaslighting maneuver that some sicko would use
100%.
on their kid. Being,
Yes.
you're not going to get this. You don't want to be poor, do you?
Yeah, make sure you cry about your first breakup or getting your period or something that they didn't want to talk about, right? Disgusting.
Or other times, simply going on vacation was expected to be payment enough because most kids don't get to go on regular and expensive trips. Never mind the fact that the child's labor is actually what paid for the vacation or trip. There is no law in place to guarantee that child influencers get any money from their work. If a family account does not become an LLC, parents are taxed heavily for paying their children. But parents also receive tax write-offs for the regular clothes that they wear, the gas money used to drive places, and even the houses they live in. Anything that is filmed can be written off. And even after registering their business as an LLC, there is no guarantee that children will get paid.
So that's one little bit. And then we have this one where she's talking about the idea of consent and how kids don't have the ability to consent in this situation. Even if they think they're consenting, they're not.
Syndrome. Most child influencers would probably tell you they have full control over what is posted, but the reality is that their parents bribe and shame them into posting their most vulnerable moments. In fact, many child influencers may tell you that they enjoy their work because of the monetary perks they receive or the fun experiences that they can have. After all, what child would say no to a fun vacation or shopping spree if all they needed to do was film an embarrassing moment? But as children, we do not understand the consequences of filming our lives and posting it for the world to see. We cannot give consent to our parents to post our lives. In any other context, it is understood that children cannot give consent. But for some reason, people think family vlogging is different.
Right. It's like, even if you say to a kid, like, you're okay if I post this, right? And they're like, yeah. If they can't consent to a sexual relationship, then why can they consent to being on camera in front of millions of people?
To work.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
To work.
They don't
And
really understand what they're
else.
consenting to.
No.
The weight of it. Mm-hmm.
It's insane. And she's speaking such truth.
I did not realize the impact that filming as a child would have on me now. My social media became flooded with rumors of having sexual relations with my own brother to being called a baby birthing machine at the age of 13. All these things have stuck with me, and I will forever live between the ages of 13 to 17 in many of my viewers' minds. In addition, pedophiles stalk the internet, specifically seeking out child influencers.
There we go.
I promise you that the parents are aware of these predators and choose to post their children anyway.
That feels like a bomb dropped. Like, so she knows that her parents knew.
Of course, they had those all those channels that were innocently filming kids or something. I forget who made a video about it, but they showed how in the comments people were time stamping and stuff like that.
Yes.
You know, they act like they don't know that, or that they're being blasé, and genuinely what they're doing is
bait. They're baiting,
juicing their child to
pedophiles. Yes, 100%. And then just acting like it's not a big deal, right? And I'm sure there have been stalker situations, and having to switch schools for the kids. Like, how does this happen? And you don't think I should stop exposing my kids to it? Like, the money aspect is just like rotting people from the inside. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Let's do a little bit more of this one here.
I understand that this is a big issue to tackle, and I am not asking you to ban family vlogging, though that is my end goal.
Shout out.
I also understand that as Utahns, we don't appreciate big government overreach. But when it comes to protecting children, it should be a bipartisan issue.
Amen.
The only people harmed by child influencer laws are the parents exploiting their children. While this may not seem like an issue now, as child influencers in Utah continue to grow up, I foresee there will be legal crises, with these children realizing that vlogging has brought severe emotional distress, or these kids may realize they don't have an appropriate amount of money to show for their labor.
Yeah, I think we're going to see like an avalanche of lawsuits and kids wanting to like be emancipated from their families and all of that. I mean, because these kids are starting to age out like the Frankies and that they were the beginning. They were 2015. So, I mean, this feels like the beginning of a very big snowball that's going to be rolling for a long time.
And there's even financial exploitation in legitimate entertainment.
Of course.
I mean, I remember myself, I did a commercial for Disney for a video game. It was launching a new video game. And the commercial was non-union. And when it's non-union, there's no mandatory minimums of payment or anything. As long as it's at or above minimum wage, it's considered legal to pay, basically.
Yeah.
So I worked for 2 full days for this video game. Like half of it was actually playing the video game, and then it was interviewing about it. And I was paid for those 2 days $400. And then it played on Disney Channel and every Target, every Walmart, every Best Buy for like 2 years, and I got nothing of that.
Oh my God.
And then on top of that, 15% goes to my Coogan, 20% goes to my agent, 15% goes to my manager, and taxes. So I'm left with like, I don't know, $150 for 2 days work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And already someone has found that commercial and put it on.
Someone found the Wingstop one.
That Wingstop one. They were very
exactly. Y'all are fast.
I just mentioned a Disney commercial, so maybe we'll see how. Maybe it'll take them a day and a half to find that.
Your
one.
hair back in the day is so. It's so evident when it's you, the hairstyle.
I know. It's so cute.
They're like, what the fuck?
Wingstop, I was waiting for the hair. I was like, where's right there? He is.
There he is. There's David.
Yeah.
There's our guy.
Yeah, and then on top of that, there's another loophole where you can take what's called the CHESP, which is the California High School Proficiency Examination. You can take that as early as, I believe it's either 15 and a half or 16. And if you pass that, you're basically getting like a GED to pass high school, and then you can work as an adult in the entertainment. So usually as a kid, you're limited to like 8.5 hours. There has to be a studio teacher on set that if you're working during the week of like the school week, you have to take 2 hours of that 8.5 to do school. Your parent or guardian has to be there. But once you take this test at 16, they can work you 12 plus hours. You don't have to have a studio teacher there, nothing. And so I remember the first commercial I booked after I passed that exam, I was 16. I did like 2 14-hour days.
Jesus Christ. They can't wait. They can't wait to work you like that.
And it's a huge thing in auditions. They'll say like in your slate, please tell us if you're legal 8. They call it legal 18, even though you're not 18 yet. And they're like, we're only looking for 18 and older or legal 18. So if you're not that, then you don't even get to audition for this.
Right, because they want kids that they can use.
Yeah, because they want to work. They don't want to be confined by hours or anything like that. It's crazy.
Yep. Where kids on set is wild. It's any real production does their best to avoid it or minimize it the most because it's touchy. People have different views on set. The laws are super strict, as they should be. And it is a whole ass thing.
Yeah.
I spent a couple days at Nickelodeon when they were filming a kids show.
Yeah.
And it is wild because like the 6 kids on the show spend all week here, learning here, school here, work here, and obviously they get paid well every episode, but it's still your whole childhood is here.
The show. Yeah.
It's there. And I totally understood why the young man, I forget the character's name and the actor's name from Walking Dead, why he was like, after a bunch of seasons, he's like, I gotta go.
Oh, that's good.
I gotta get the heck out of here. I have to go live, because set is not an easy job.
No.
It's you're there, you're bound to it, and you are not going anywhere. You wait around a lot if you're a talent, and you don't get exposure.
Yeah.
No, I mean most kids that live in LA as actors are homeschooled because they can't be able to be in a normal school because they'd be leaving too many days to be working on set.
They'll have a class. Yeah. At Nickelodeon, they had like a classroom.
Yep.
And like,
and they had a studio teacher there, and they would do their 2 hours a day, and it doesn't have to be like they could do like 15 minutes and then 45 minutes, and then like it's all split up, so it's not normal. And crazy. On top of that, unless you're in a homeschool that has regular, I don't know, outings or whatever you want to call it, you're isolated. You're getting taught by either yourself, which I was, or you're taught by your parents. And yeah, I mean, and I don't want to say all child acting is bad and things like that, but it's definitely exploited. They use the full loopholes to get around things. And for the most part, like the whole legal 18 thing to me, like at the time I was like, oh, this is great. I don't have to worry about my parent, because like my parents at that point I lived by myself at 16. So
wow.
Because both my parents were doing work out of the state, and they were like, either you quit acting and come live with us, or it was up to me to decide. I'm not blaming my parents. I decided I wanted to stay. Yeah. But yeah, so I kind of needed to do that. But I don't see why hiring an 18-year-old to play a 16-year-old is, you should just do that instead of hiring an actual 16-year-old to play a 16-year-old, but treating them as an adult.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the rough part too, is you were obviously passionate about it, and you want to encourage your child to follow what they're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a really tricky industry that definitely takes advantage of it.
And it was my choice. I was passionate about it. I loved acting. I wasn't doing it for money or anything like that. And I grew up, my entire family worked as set painters in the art department, so I kind of grew up being on sets. And then when everything moved to Georgia, that's when my parents moved to Georgia.
Right.
But then going out there, then it's starting over with new agents and managers and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just crazy. And I feel bad because luckily my parents weren't the ones to force it on me. They're like, if you are happy about it, we will support you 100%, but we're not going to push you to do it. But there's a lot of parents that think their kids are cute and move out here from the middle of nowhere, and they're trying to force their kids to be friends with famous people and be in all these acting classes, and it's just like it's very exploitative. And then the kids only get 15%, and then the parents take the rest of it, because I mean, upending your life and moving out here from wherever you're coming from is expensive as well. But yeah,
and that also breeds predators, right? Like,
and the
wait, Lena was gonna say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, please go.
Oh, that's okay. No, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt the flow.
No, you're good. You're good.
Guys, please, it's okay.
Say whatever you want.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I was going to say the whole Nickelodeon thing. You can pay your way out of many situations. I was on set to film a thing. I got there in the morning. It went all day long. They didn't film with me. They filmed with the kids first. We got to do all the shots with the kids, get it so they get slammed, like boom, 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 to get all the shots done in order, because they have the time constraint. So they slammed the kids through the whole thing. And then they were like, oh, we can't film this. We got to film it tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I have first position with something else tomorrow. And then they were like, oh, fuck. Now we're going to have to pay $80K because each kid is going to have to get a special thing because they're going to have to come back on that other day. And that counts as extra time and blah, blah, blah. But it sounded like Nickelodeon could do it because Nickelodeon has the money. So some of these bigger company, but no, that's not going to happen with a family vlog.
Right.
They're not going to be like, oh, whoops, we didn't. His dad just deleted the footage. We're going to give you all that much more money for the work. Nothing like that.
That's why this seems to be a federal law and not state law.
100,000%. Yeah.
And that's why the Ace family uploaded a video for the first time in 2 years a month ago.
Did they?
I had to go check. I just had to go check.
Did they? Wait, so who's running it? Is this Catherine?
Yeah. Well, 2 months ago, it was pretty interesting. And I kind of messed with it to an extent. It was 1 minute. It was just the kids. It looked like 1 minute. But then a month later, Austin was there. And I'm like, I know this fucking dude's in the background telling the
Yes.
kids what to do in every shot.
100%.
Tell them that it's your channel now. It's your channel. You guys, Dad's not here. Daddy's not here. Go.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, to wrap this up, we can go big now, David, if you'd like. Go big for Mama. Thank you so much. Everyone likes that. There is good news. There is good news at the end of this, because the bill that Shari was promoting to protect child influencers in Utah was signed into law last year in March. So this is a big deal, as she said, because there are so many Mormon family vloggers. And so this is what the law covers. The bill, or the law now, sets up a system for children to be financially compensated if they were in at least 30% of the content that their parents are putting out, and that content is making at least $20K a year. So it's not covering the kids who might be early in the process of being family vlogged, right? Where they're putting out, like Ruby did, 5 videos a day and not making $20K a year yet. But at least it's something. There's also multiple ways to calculate what the kids should be paid in order to keep things a little more flexible for different families. And one interesting thing that I don't know if this exists in the California law is that kids who are featured in the content also have the right to demand that content gets taken down after they turn 18.
That's major.
So if there are videos that they don't like or feel like was embarrassing to them or harming their reputation, or they don't like that video of them, they are allowed to request that video is taken down. Of course, there's also room for like legal recourse if the parents don't want to take it down. So those should be some pretty interesting arguments over the next few years.
Yeah. I don't think that's a thing in California, at least not for the actual entertainment side. Because you kind of just sign away that they own everything, basically.
Yeah.
There might be a stipulation for the social media aspect that they made into law recently, but I'm not aware of it. I hope so. I mean, that's
If we literally did that here, none of us are getting any of this taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell no. And also, like in California, there are now protections for kids in traditional media in Utah. I don't know if maybe there's like more filming happening in Utah, but they made sure to include this, that they will also have 15% of what they make put into a trust if they're making at least $40K a year. So this is good news. It's a good start, right? Yeah. And it's amazing that one of the kids who was a victim of this situation helped to make that happen.
Good for her.
Yeah, I'm really proud of her and her brother, and I'm hoping that the 4 younger kids are getting treatment that is helpful and healing for them. Like I said, we don't know how long Jodi and Ruby are going to be in prison. I hope they end up serving a long time, because I mean, how do you not make an example out of these people, you know? And I'm sure that as more of these kids and other vlogging kids turn 18 and get their own voice, everything's going to get turned on its head, and I can't wait for that to happen. I can't.
Yes. And I understand he says he loves his mom, and I understand she come out of delusion, all that. Still, everything. Having said that, it is irredeemable.
100%.
This is irredeemable. We've entered into a realm of irredeemable.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's about it. Thank you, Lena, for being here. I just want to shout her out before we do gifties.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for adding your insights, and we will definitely have you back for another true crime deep dive. And if you have anything that's really interesting to you that you don't think they'll have time for on The Real Show, you can always come to After Dark.
Always come to After Dark, the real show. This is the real show.
This is the real show now.
Right,
the
Lena?
pre-show, right.
Yeah,
right, Lena?
I saw chat referring to it as the pre-show.
The pre-show, yeah, we do call it that here. We do that.
We are starting a civil war.
The civil war has begun. David, let's hear them soupies.
We got quite a bit. Thank you so much for all the soupies.
Yo.
A-Dog. Hi, Lena. My grandma used to babysit for Jeffrey Dahmer, and my grandpa was his dad's best friend. We have pictures of little Jeffrey and lots of stories.
Ooh, I want
Widow Jeffrey.
Widow Jeffrey. Janet Devlin said, "Can we get vintage motorcycle T-shirts as merch?" Says, and they say Guarley Davidson.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We'll get on that. Multi-sim. Pam Bondi was the prosecutor against Casey Anthony, so even back then she was dog shit.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I looked it up. I don't know if she was the actual prosecutor, but I believe she was the attorney general. And
I do remember that name. Yeah.
Something. Yeah, she's awful now and awful back then. Always awful. Shout out. Tiffany 2 Trill. David, have you asked God for forgiveness yet for slandering Whataburger? No, I slept like a baby last night, and I'm completely fine.
Yeah. You guys know, David has the highest thread count sheets.
Shut the fuck up.
Cotton bullshit.
He's a man.
It has nothing to do with that. All right.
He likes
anyway.
finer things.
Yeah. Dr. Cheese, MD, Guarvid and Lena on this fine Tuesday. God, you guys spoil me. On a real note, this is my dream show. I am so glad to get to see all of my favorite shows on the same channel. P.S. Lena, you are perfect. Shout out.
Oh, she is. Isn't she, folks?
The other Lena. All right. People, what do we have to do to get Harley a new hat? Starting to think it might be super glued to the dome with peace and love.
You know what's so funny? I have 2 hats. They've been in my car, and I've been rotating them. Earlier episodes, you may have seen a black one and stuff, and I haven't gone back, and I was like, can't wear this red hat again. Maybe I should wear that awesome hat I love.
Yeah.
But then it has pom-poms on it.
Do the pom-pom
and I got stuck.
Do it tomorrow.
I'll go grab it. I'll grab one real quick so you see it. I won't
and then
wear
you got to label
can't wear
the
it for a
hat.
show. Dude, the dragon,
hat.
if the dragon saw me wearing the pom-pom hat, he would have so much to feast on. I can't give him that meal.
Wade Maddie, true crime stories that stuck with me. Recommend looking into Amy Boyer from New England, 1999, and Lisa Buziak from British Columbia in 2008. Lindsay's is unsolved still.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Let's go.
What a different vibe. Who's this guy? Who is this?
I got pegged by Ruby Frankie.
Stupid.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Oh,
it's so
perfect.
Cute. Oh, it's
perfect.
so cute.
Now you look like Deaf Noodles.
I love it.
I love the hat though. I like this hat and everything, guys. If you fuck with the pom poms, this hat this is the sickest hat I've ever put on.
So
I'm just
cute.
too large and weird. Look like I'm just shaped weird.
It's
to
so
rock
cute.
the pom poms out there.
You're perfect, Harley.
I live in a weird town. There's boomers that would call the cops on me.
Cool.
Troublemaker Baker. I am the rare Kevin Franke sympathizer. To me, the third adult, 100%, is Pam Bodger, president of the Connections Foundation and fellow mystic tripper with Ruby and Jodi.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know about her.
Whoa, we just took this into a whole new direction.
Whoa.
Jessica Anderson. Dads not seeing their kids. You'd be surprised how easy it is for a lot of men to just pretend they don't have kids. Speaking from unfortunate experience, no calls, cards, Xmas/birthday gifts, etc.
That's so sad. I'm sorry.
Very, very sorry.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah. High on dog hair. Shout out. Did Kate see that Flava Flav invited the women's hockey team to Vegas to celebrate? And I think they're going to go. Love it.
Yeah!
Let's go.
Shout out Flava Flav.
I hope the Aces get involved too out there. That's
Hopefully.
the WNBA team there. I love Flavor Flav. He's been such a huge supporter of women's sports. So shout out Flav.
He has one of my favorite lines of all time. Back in the day in an interview, he had a cast on his arm. And the person that was interviewing, they're like, "Oh, what happened to your name? What happened to your arm, by the way?" And he went, "I broke it." That's all. It was the best answer. Someone's like, "What happened to your arm?" It was in a cast. He went, "I broke it."
Right, he doesn't say where or
nothing.
When
He just says, "I broke it," and they're like,
God.
"Okay."
So funny. I love him.
Lauren, I offered my LDS knowledge earlier, but I've been so impressed with Kate's research. It's been so frustrating watching media get it wrong. Shout out to Kate. Shout out.
Okay, thanks.
Huge shout out to Kate.
Yes, always
I'm glad I
killing
got it
it.
right. I'm glad I got it right.
Yeah. Messy Mermaid, I'm healing from a pretty gnarly injury, and these shows help me so much. Kate, you share a B-Day with my daughter. Diff years, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Well, shout out.
I'm sure she's perfect in every way.
Yes. Emily Williams donated $50. Thank you so much.
Whoa,
Hey, family.
Emily. Thank you.
Hey, family. Love the new show. I had an abusive mother, but my father had to work out of state for his construction job, so a long time he really didn't know. But when he did find out, he left her and took me with him. So girl dad for the win. Shout out to your dad.
Girl dad.
Shout out.
Meanwhile, Kevin's just like, what?
What? I don't know.
Living in the same fucking town.
Yeah. We got quite a few more. I'm going to try and get through these as quickly as
He's
possible.
like, yeah, it was hard. Couldn't really think about my kids that year. I was winning so many awards.
So many awards.
Yeah.
So many accolades.
Getting my third PhD. Nate Vale. Lena, I loved when you did these deep dives on your channel. I'm really getting used to reminding myself there's a show on Tuesday. So much love coming from the H3 universe these days. Love the show. Thanks, Georgie, or whoever you are.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, more are coming in as I'm doing this.
Wait.
Let's see. Marlino, $50. Utah in here. You'd be surprised how diverse Salt Lake City is. There are many gay clubs, strong LGBTQ plus acceptance, and a community of people with different gender identities and sexual orientations. Also, tell Lena I enjoyed watching her and AB explore Salt Lake City.
Yay!
Shout out. Yeah, I spent a month there filming a project, and apparently one of the biggest gay pride festivals of the country happens there.
We love that.
Yeah, it took over like most of this. It was like right outside of the huge Mormon church. They had, like in the yard. It was pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah. Let's see a few more here. Skatinator, I'm behind watching the show. Just want to say I live in Utah, so please don't kill us all. No, we will not kill you all.
What if we killed them?
What if we did, guys?
What if we did? Yes, and.
Yeah. Athenar, love you guys. Harley, can you shout out my older brother Andrew? He was a big fan of Epic Mealtime at my age, and now here I am the same age watching you on After Dark. Full circle moment.
Unfortunately, you'll have to buy a Cameo if you want the. Shout out Andrew, watching Epic Mealtime and getting your younger brother on that. Hell yeah! Shout out Athenar.
Shout out.
Athena R.
Yeah.
Huge shout out.
Shout out Andrew.
Kitchen Witch Cottage sent 10 podcast gift memberships. Thank you. And then they also afterwards donated and said, wanted to reach out. Love you all on this new podcast. Ethan is so right. You can speak of nothing and I'll still be watching. Keep on rocking.
Oh, well, we will try to speak about something.
Yes, yeah, we will try.
Yeah.
We will try. Sriracha Good sent 20 podcast gift memberships. Thank you so much.
Hey.
And then they just donated again, another $10. Said Flava Flav X Women's Sports, not something I ever thought I would love. That's just a confusing sentence to say.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
We're in the Harambe timeline. It's a weird time.
And finally, Leno's preheated air fryer. Thanks warmly for helping me get through my first week without Blinky, my Chihuahua Papillon, who'd have been sweet 17 in summer. My heart's broken, but it's nice to see your pups who remind me of her. Aww.
We love a Tichy do here.
Yeah.
Chihuahua Papillon.
We love a little papillon.
What do the ears look like?
Like a butterfly. Like a papillon. All right, is that it?
That is it.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
9.5K viewers. All right.
Thank you.
All right, and as I always say, if you guys have stuff you want me and Harley and David to do a deep dive on, leave it in the comments. And we
guys,
will see
Kate
you.
put together a huge show today. She really did. She honestly nails it every single time.
Yes, thank you.
I love to do it.
I come along for the ride. She is the captain of the ship.
This is shit I do on my own.
You fucking kill it.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you, Kate.
All right, y'all. So we will see you tomorrow night after the pre-show. We'll see you there.
Don't get us fired.
Have a wonderful Tuesday Eve. And yeah, We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.